You're listening to high school football on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by Dr. C. Timothy Lip, clicklipdentistry.com, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, the Community College of Beaver County, Electric Garage Door Sales, and Falcone's Moon Township Ford, among others. Stay right where you are because the play is coming your way next here on Beaver County Radio.
Good evening, everybody. Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live presents the Central Valley Warriors, winners of 16 games in a row, and of course, winning the state championship last November against the Newcastle Red Hurricane, maybe arguably its most quality opponent coming in here tonight. The Red Hurricane at 4A with a 3-1 record and riding a 3-game winning streak. Along with Jim Equals, I'm Bob Barrickman, Curtis Walsh, and Gavin Reese complete our four set here tonight from Sarge Albert Stadium in Center Township. Well, Jim, we can't complain about the weather. If you do, there's something wrong. It's just a gorgeous night for football. The play will be decided on the field. I'll tell you, Jim, when Central Valley last lost a game, we got to go back to December 7th of 2019. And I don't know if anybody this side of Dr. Fauci knew anything about COVID or coronavirus, but it's played havoc in the year and a half that we've gotten to know that troublesome disease. But Central Valley got through its season a year ago without a blemish. They mercy ruled every opponent except Wyomissing, which they beat by 2 touchdowns in the state championship game. 16 in a row. They get their quarterback return tonight after suffering an ankle injury in the opener. Matt Merritt is back. He's a Division I prospect, especially defensively. And Newcastle knows it's got a tough test tonight. I think we are in store for a good one.
I think so. We definitely live in a different world now from the last time Central Valley lost a football game, but the one consistent is Central Valley is still very good through everything that's going on in the last year and a half. I think tonight's game certainly, we know what we're going to get out of Central Valley. The game tonight is really going to be how good is Newcastle. They're on a 3-game winning streak, but their 3 opponents are combined 1-11 on the season. So I think tonight, again, is really going to be the test for Newcastle. I think Central Valley, they come in, just whoever they're playing, that's who they play, same game plan. Newcastle's coming in, they have to prove something.
The Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show is just underway. I guess I'm the only thing that's keeping everything from being equals tonight. My broadcast partner, Jim Equals, and his son, Walter Equals, who will be producing and manning the Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk. Jim, will Walter be a critic of yours tonight? Will you get home okay?
I think so. I think, he'll call me out, and he'll certainly censor me.
All right, well, we're glad to have both father and son on the broadcast tonight. Newcastle, coached by Joe Cowart, now in his 10th year. They went to the Wpil championship game 5 years ago, but of course their heyday was back in the 50s, 60s, 70s under one of the all-time greats in Lindy Lauro. They won 11 Wpil championships in years gone by, and even though it's been a decade of dominance by Central Valley, this Newcastle club has a history like few others.
Oh, when you talk about some of the greatest programs in the state, obviously around here we talk about Aliquippa, but Newcastle, when you look historically, last week was their 750th win in the program history. That's an amazing number.
Oh, that is tremendous. No question about it. And we're going to go over some of the other games going on. The game on WNBA, Ambridge looking for its first win under new coach Sherman McBride. They host Blackhawk tonight. Micah Zadie and Jason Colangelo have the call from Mo Rubenstein Stadium. And then following football, we'll have the Falcone's Moon Township Ford wrap-up show, followed by the Trib Live scoreboard show, which will go on till midnight. This is the last week, really, that most schools will play a non-conference game, and I think we have a good non-conference game in the brewing tonight. After this, outside of a couple teams in odd-numbered conferences, Jim, it's really going to get to the meat of the schedule, with every game really amounting to something from here on in.
Right. When they first, did realignment, went to 6 classes, and teams had to play, 4 and 5 exhibition games. Initially, I didn't love it, but now I kind of like that when you do get into conference play, you're really seasoned. You've got a lot of the kinks worked out. So when it counts in week 5, week 6, you're not going to be making a lot of the game, the week 1 errors. So I think, I've grown to like it very much. So I think we're going to see that next week and from the remainder of the season. That's really going to pay off.
We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We're broadcasting on WBVP 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, and on Facebook Live. We're just in the start of our pregame, always brought to you by Beaver County Career and Technology Center. We'll be back in 2 minutes to Sarge Albert Stadium on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
There's something for everybody this semester at CCBC. Whether you're leveling up a career or launching a new life, CCBC has got you covered. In fact, CCBC is straight to you. Your local library is now a CCBC classroom. Build career skills and earn college credit right in your backyard. Check out credit and non-credit classes starting in the near future. Click ccbc.edu/fall for more information. Right place, right time. CCBC is right where you need them this fall.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org.
Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
When you're a superhero, you got big responsibilities. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. The Aquamen and Aquawomen of the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority really do look after the needs of the community, just like real superheroes. The service we provide really is super, and the dedication of our workers can only be described as heroic. We just don't always wear spandex suits and capes. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, and I'll keep the water on for you. Click bfwater.net.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
And we continue our coverage on our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show here from Sarge Albert Stadium. And we've broadcasted a couple of games from Jimbo Covert Field, named in honor of the new Hall of Famer. Well, Sarge Albert's is a true Hall of Famer. There's no bigger name in sports in the land of Center Township and Monaca. And this field was named in his honor about 30 years ago. He was a great coach, great athletic director. Jim, you followed high school sports for years, and I'll tell you, this is Sarge Alberts, who passed away a couple years ago. This is about as good as it gets, and it was definitely a deserved honor, renaming a field in his honor.
Yeah, he was just a tremendous human being. He and I were we served together on the board of the Beaver County Sports Hall of Fame, and I got to know Sarge very well. I was actually there the night they named this field after him at a banquet. He had no idea. The school board did it as a surprise. They presented him that night at the banquet. It was really a moving tribute that night. But yeah, just a great person in Beaver County sports. And actually, previously when this was Center High School, when they were the Trojans, they got the name the Trojans because his favorite team was USC growing up, and he was the first athletic director. He got to name the team. That's how Center became the Center Trojans.
That's interesting. I did not know that. That's why I have you up here with me tonight. Jim, let's go down some of the other games going on. Of course, Blackhawk at Ambridge. Ambridge looking for its first win. That's a non-conference game. Elwood City at Beaver Falls. Well, it's been a long stretch of no wins for Elwood. Joe Lamenza would like to get one against a team that's hard to believe that hasn't won yet this season in Beaver Falls.
Yeah, that's a real shocker when you look at a team like Beaver Falls. I thought they were going to be a lot better this year. And again, it's still early in the season, but yeah, very surprising tonight. I never thought that Beaver Falls and Elwood City playing each other, a couple winless teams, but so obviously one team's going to change that tonight, but yeah, Beaver Falls is really looking to turn things around.
Mohawk at New Brighton. Boy, Mohawk might have pulled the surprise in the WPIL last week, beating the Shannick, which was previously undefeated. New Brighton, this is a very important game. I think this is, even though we're only in the second week of conference play in the MAC, this could be a matter of positioning. You win tonight, and you're at least on the road to maybe a postseason berth. You lose, especially New Brighton on its home field. They don't want to give up that home field advantage at Oak Hill.
Right. Yeah, we talked in the broadcast last week about the Lawrence County teams that have really stepped forward. Your Mohawks and your Neshaniks. This is a big game tonight for New Brighton to really establish themselves. Like you say, they really can't afford to lose at this point.
Freedom at the Shannick. Freedom looked good on Beaver County Radio last week. The Shannick, I don't want to say they didn't play well because Mohawk might have played very well. But John Rosa knows he has a tough one tonight up north.
Oh, yeah. And really impressive team in Freedom. And they have a team that can just really score from anywhere in the field. So many different weapons, not one person they can key on. So it's going to be interesting for Freedom to go against Neshannock. Neshannock's really going to have something to prove tonight coming off the tough loss last week, so that's going to be a great game.
Fran Ramsden, new head coach at Riverside, looking for his first career win. He was our guest at the Coach's Corner on Wednesday night. Very interesting young man, but it's going to take a great effort because Laurel right now appears to be the head honcho in the MAC if you go by the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah, Riverside is a very good team, but they are very young. They play a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. And we saw it last week. Early in the game, they played very well. Second half, a little bit of a collapse. But I think these young people are getting a lot of experience. That's really going to bode well for the future of Riverside.
Couple games in 1A tonight in the Big 7. Cornell at Shenango, Fort Cherry at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. And we already have a postponement, a cancellation. Burgettstown at Rochester. Now, I talked to Rochester High School, and according to Rochester, it's a forfeit, and they get the win. Now, the rule is that in the WPIAL and the PIAA just met recently, and basically their position is if you cancel a game to COVID and you can field a team, you forfeit. But if you cannot field a team, it goes down as a no contest. Now, we're taking that as a forfeit, but we'll have to wait and see. We won't update the standings just yet. We'll just say that Rochester and Burgettstown won't play tonight, and chances are Rochester will benefit in the end.
Yeah, I think if you're Burgettstown, if it is a situation where they could have fielded a team and chose not to, they probably thought better of it, maybe some of their better players. You're going against one of the best teams in the state in Rochester. Their odds of winning were low going in. All of a sudden, you're losing some of your best players, having some backups, having to play against Rochester, so maybe they thought better of it.
And we're going to take a couple-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more of our Beaver County Career and Technology pregame after this.
In sports broadcasts, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set your high school student for life. This is Laura Delvecchio, the Assistant Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with more great news. There is still availability for this school year in some of our top-earning career training programs like masonry, machine tool technology, collision repair, and greenhouse and landscaping. But you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry! Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
When it comes to an emergency, seconds can make a difference between life and death. Medic Rescue has been serving the citizens of Beaver County by providing the best ambulance service. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Their trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Don't just ask for an ambulance, ask for Medic Rescue.
And our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame continues. Non-conference games tonight. Aliquip at Quaker Valley. Hopewell visits Chartiers Valley. Southside at Avonworth. Undefeated Moon, #1 ranked in 5A, on the road at Fox Chapel. We'll have the Moon Tigers on WNBA next Friday night. Western Beaver is at Summit Academy, and West Allegheny visits Kiski. And tomorrow, it's Beaver's homecoming. It's an afternoon game. Seton LaSalle and the Bobcats, 1 p.m. airtime. And then Saturday Night Fever, Geneva at Bethany, 6:30 to pregame from West Virginia. Let's talk about these two clubs, Jim Equals. This Newcastle club, Joe Cowart, 10 years at the helm, and he's been putting a number of players in the major college programs, and even a couple in the NFL. Malik Hooker now with the Dallas Cowboys. His brother Marcus also with the goes to Ohio State. And then they have another young man right now who can hurt you, and his name is Mike Wells.
Yeah, and he has really played well for them tonight. He's this season, and he's really done some great things. But yeah, you look at historically at Newcastle, they've really had some great players, and also Geno Stone's in the NFL too. He's a former Newcastle player as well, playing for Baltimore. So yeah, that tradition they have out there, and Coach Cowart has really kept things going over the last 10 years. Prior to last year, they had made to the playoffs 7 years in a row. So last year was the first year that they, during the COVID-shortened year, that they did not make the playoffs. So he's really built a program out there and really kept with the what has been historically a great program out of Newcastle.
And, of course, they did go to the WPIL Championship under Joe Cowart in 2016. Well, the Central Valley Warriors, what more can you say? Mark Lyons, the only coach in the history of Central Valley after the merger of Monacan Center. Well, Mark Lyons gets the job, and they haven't looked back since. You talk about NFL players. We mentioned a couple for Newcastle. Jordan Whitehead just picked up a Super Bowl ring earlier this year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Robert Foster is with the Cowboys practice squad as we speak. They were teammates. It doesn't hurt. It makes a lot of coaches look good when you have a Whitehead and a Foster, but let's not sell Mark Lyons short. He has done a heck of a job going to 3 state championship games, winning last year, 4 WPIL titles, and only 11 seasons. He started at Monaca, and now he's at the 2 schools that merged, Monacan Center, Central Valley, and boy, does he have a good thing going.
He really does. He has really got this program rolling from the very start when the two schools merged. all those years ago, I think there were a lot of questions. Yeah, you knew there was going to be some football talent, but how would they come together? How would the two communities merge? How would the players merge? He really did a nice job of navigating a touchy situation early on, bringing those two communities together, and now he's built this into one of the best programs in the state year in and year out.
Well, he certainly has a couple Division I prospects. Sean Fitzsimmons is already committed to Pitt. He's just been an animal. I remember Wyomissing last year. Their head coach, Bob Wolfram, just said, he just murdered us, pretty much, paraphrasing. We had no answer for Sean Fitzsimmons in that state championship game. And then you throw in a Matt Merritt, who's a Division I prospect, who's back in the lineup tonight after suffering an early season ankle injury. And then the leading rusher in the WPIL and the leading scorer, and hopefully it's going to pay off to get him some D1 interest, and that's Landon Alexander coming in with about 680 yards on the season.
Right, yeah, he has done a great job. Really, the last 2 years, he has been tremendous. He had 1,400 yards a year ago, 683 so far this season, and again, I would love to see more Division I schools show him some interest. He is going to make a lot of noise on the next level. He's going to make a coach very happy.
Well, Mark Lyons will tell you that Landon Alexander, he may not blow you away with his speed. He may not be a great check in the 40, but you put pads on him and he gets results. And you can't argue with his numbers. He's had a couple 200-yard games, and tonight, you know, he's going to be a featured part of this attack. Now, they might not have the explosiveness overall. They did lose a few players to graduation. Stephon Hall, now at Pitt. Miles Walker was a standout. They had guys all over the place, and they were just mercy rolling everybody. Well, this season, though, they mercy rolled Knock. They mercy rolled Blackhawk last week. Their only real close call was the Aliquippa game at Aliquippa, and we all know what Aliquippa's about. 21-12. So Central Valley has not missed a beat. If they're not quite as good, well, I don't know. You might like apples, I like oranges, but they're pretty darn good.
Right, and what Central Valley did last year was an anomaly. You know, we talked about how good they are, how great of a program they've been, but mercy ruling every opponent except for the state championship game, that rarely happens, and so it would be easy to get spoiled with the explosive offense that the Warriors showed last year. But really, they're so consistent this year in and year out. They don't always have those great players, but Coach Lyons just has those guys consistently good, and he can just plug in the next guy, next man up, and it's about the program at Central Valley.
Well, last year these two teams did meet in a non-conference game, and Central Valley won 49-21. Now that did go to the mercy roll, even though Newcastle lost within 35 points. Newcastle will be in 4A in the Parkway. They will open conference action at Taggart Stadium in Newcastle against Montour next Friday night. Central Valley will have Quaker Valley here, and Quaker Valley, well, since they won the state title in 2017, wins haven't been that frequent for the Quakers, and obviously they're going to have their hands full with Central Valley next week as the Northwestern 6 conference action begins, and from every week after tonight, the games count in the standings.
Yeah, and you talk about Quaker Valley, and what a great season that was a few years back. But that, again, you talk about anomalies. It was kind of the reverse. Typically, Quaker Valley is just kind of that middle of the road, maybe second-tier team, and all of a sudden they just got on a roll that year and went all the way to the state championship game. But it's cyclical now. A team like Central Valley, the cycle's been going on and on, so they're not up and down. But for a team like Quaker Valley, it's just kind of a roller coaster.
Central Valley has not missed the playoffs since the schools merged. So if they're kind of like an Aliquippa now. If you don't get to Heinz Field, or in last year's case, North Hills, it's like, or was it North Allegheny? North Allegheny, excuse me. It's kind of like a lost season, but that's the kind of program that Mark Lyons has built to go along with their neighbors at Aliquippa.
Absolutely. And you look historically, the communities of the school districts, of Senator Monaca, when you think historically some of the great players that played there previously, so you had to kind of know that this team was going to be great. But I can't imagine, I don't know how many people really imagine it would become what it is today. Like you say, it is up there in the same breath as Aliquippa, some of the great teams in the state.
We're going to take our final timeout. Our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show winds down. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kickoff is coming up. The defending state champions against a good Newcastle club out of 4A, and it's coming your way on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
I just love my Tyler Mountain Waterman.
That's something I hear all the time. This is Stefan Sasek from Tri-State Waters. I'm the guy that is out and about delivering that Tyler Mountain 100% natural spring water. I'm everywhere from New Brighton to Old Economy. Tri-State Waters delivers, and I'm the one driving the truck. From Beaver to Raccoon Township, I'm the waterman they love and the waterman that delivers. We even go to Poland, well, Ohio that is. If you need home or office delivery, call today and ask for Stefan, 724-774-4644.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbett.
What we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court, most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial. And we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
Well, long-time Central Valley public address announcer Mike Rossi, who also doubles as the Beaver County Prothonotary, tells us that Central Valley won the toss but will defer to the second half. Jim Equals, this Newcastle offense, will be tested against a Central Valley defense that's given up 12.5 points per game, and that's probably on the high side, considering that they're allowing some second-line players some activity in the second half. Newcastle's offense, though, they're scoring at a 37.3 clip, so it's going to be an early challenge for both of these units.
Yeah, I think they're going to be anxious if you're Newcastle to get your offense on the field first. Really see what you're made of right away against a stout Central Valley defense.
Serafino DeSantis, and he kicks it out of bounds, so Newcastle will have the option. They could start at the 35-yard line, and that would be outstanding field position. They respect Newcastle's deep returners, and that ball just got away from DeSantis.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. You want to keep it away from these the dangerous return men at Newcastle and just kind of, again, get it on the ground, take a chance, leave it in the hands of your defense.
So they will start after 35. They will be moving from right to left. They changed the scoreboard. I wasn't here last year, so I don't know for sure, but I know it always used to be in the north end zone, and they have moved it the other way. Now the Red Hurricane under Joe Cowart, and the quarterback is Chris Hood. And Hood hands it off, and on first down, maybe a hard-fought 2 to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the visiting Red Hurricane.
Yeah, not a lot of space there, right up the middle, picked up about 2 yards, but again, against this Central Valley defense, that's not easy yards to get.
Mike Wells was the ball carrier, gets about 3, 2nd down and 7 for Newcastle. They're in their white tops with the black helmets and the red trousers and the red trim. Central Valley in their powder blue with the powder blue helmets. And this time it's Wells on 2nd down, and he gets to the 40. They need about 5 to move the sticks.
Yeah, he took a big hit right there. Looked like there was some space off of left tackle, and it got closed up quickly, and big hit.
Jackson Tanya making contact with the ball carrier, which was Wells. 1 minute gone by in this one. Central Valley looking for its 17th consecutive victory. Now in the gun goes Chris Hood, and he is a senior. 2 receivers to each side in the spread offense, and taking off with the football and getting a first down, and then some inside the 45 of Central Valley. Keeping it as Hood, and he gets the first down at the Central Valley 43.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Hood brings to the table for Newcastle. He's passed for over 300 yards. He's rushed for over 300 yards so far this season. And again, just pulled that ball down. Big gap right up the center of the defense, and got the first down.
Gain of 16 by Hood. Said it's a first down. Newcastle will send Tyler Leakins, the junior, to the far right in the gun. Now they'll switch up, and it's an unbalanced line to the right side for Newcastle. Now it is on the keeper, and getting hit hard after a gain of 1 was Chris Hood. He was trying to find a crease, and all he found was a Warrior hitting him head on.
Yeah, he was trying to slow down a little bit, trying to pick up some blockers, but that just gave the Central Valley defense time to swarm him, and he really did take a big hit right there. 2nd
down and 10, no gain on that one. 9:45 to go first quarter here on WBVP and 99.3 FM, along with the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll keep you tuned in on what's going on WNBA, Blackhawk at Ambridge. This time the little outlet pass, and it's caught, and turning it downfield and getting the first down is Leakins. He gets down to about the 32-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Newcastle Red Hurricane. And Central Valley's not used to this, but Newcastle averages over 37 a contest.
And what a great play by Chris Hood. A high snap from center, from center. Pulled it down with one hand and then got rid of it quickly. And again, just a great individual effort.
Tayshawn Wilkins, the receiver to the right. And in motion goes Leakins. And this time on the direct snap and getting the more good yardage. Loose football, who's got it? Apparently, Central Valley has recovered. So they were doing everything right, and their first mistake, and it cost them possession, and the Warriors take over at their 18.
Yeah, and it looked like the ball just kind of slipped out of his hand. He was in the grasp of the Central Valley defense around the waist, but it seemed like as he was fighting for yards, the ball just flew right out.
And I believe, was that Hood on the keeper?
No, I think it was, I thought it was Leakins again.
Okay, Leakins,
yeah.
Okay. So Central Valley on offense, and Matt Merritt, his first start for a while, and there wasn't anything for him, kind of a busted play. He might have gotten a yard to the 19. It's 2nd down and 9, and making the stop for the Red Hurricane was Alex Fox, the senior defensive lineman. It's 2nd down, following the fumble by the Red Hurricane after a very impressive opening drive.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a broken play by Central Valley right there, and give Merritt credit to picking up a yard.
That was a 47-yard drive by Newcastle that ends up now a pass down the field. It's going to be incomplete. There is a marker on the field, so let's check the laundry. The penalty coming in from the sideline, the near sideline at about the 15-yard line, and let's check out the flag.
Yeah, going back to Newcastle's first drive, that's really unfortunate. They were really moving the ball, getting a lot of confidence, and just a mental error.
And it's going to be an illegal shift against Central Valley, and they're going to take the 5 yards apparently.
No, I think he's changed his mind. I think one of the coaches coming out there to.
Okay, maybe you're right, Jim. Maybe they're going to refuse it because that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm thinking, wow, that's very surprising.
Yeah, why give this offense, which averages 44.8 points an extra down? So it's 3rd down, and Matt Merritt in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to the far side right. Now Merritt looks. Merritt forced out of the pocket. He's going to go down the field. It's going to be overthrown. Great coverage by Newcastle in the name of Andre Jackson. So Central Valley, after the turnover, a quick 3 and out, and Newcastle, at least for 4 minutes, showing that they're the better team. But that's 4 minutes of football.
Right. And exactly, yeah, great coverage on that 3rd down play right there. And I think Merritt was just, throwing up a hope and a prayer along the sideline and hoping one of his players got it. But yeah, Newcastle has looked good so far, both offensively and defensively.
Interesting, Landon Alexander, the WPIL's leading rusher, did not get a carry, and now the ball is bobbled, and it's picked up. It was fumbled by the Newcastle Red Hurricane, and Central Valley has the football on a complete gift. A late marker comes in, but Central Valley takes advantage of a muff on the punt. The snap was away from the punter, and by the time that he picked it up, he shaked it off to the right side, but Central Valley at least appears to have the football after the muff by the Newcastle Red Hurricane.
Right, just a mental error by the Newcastle return man. A muff punt, you want to just get away from it, and the young man came up, tried to play it on the run, lost control of it, bounced right into the hands of Central Valley, and they advanced it. But again, another mental error by Newcastle.
Now let's get the call. It looks like it's going to be a penalty against Central Valley, but it would be a post-possession foul, I believe, and that would give the ball to the Warriors. And Newcastle has done everything right except on 2 occasions, and they've coughed up the football. And Central Valley should have it. It just depends on where it will be marked after the penalty.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate if you're Newcastle. Again, your first possession really did well. First defensive possession did well, but really just 2 mental errors, and 2 unforced fumbles.
Well, Mark Lyons is pleading his case. At least there appears to be a little confusion by the officials on where the infraction took place. I think they've settled on the 32-yard line, which would move it back to the 22, but as of yet, no movement by the chain gang.
Right. Yeah, it's good for the officials to get together and discuss these things, but at the same time, once they need to get with the official who made the call. What did you see? What are you calling? What's the flag for?
Well, sooner or later, they'll decipher this. The longer they take, the more uneasy the audience gets, and it's a nice crowd here tonight, and why not? It's just a beautiful weather game mid-season here on Beaver County Radio.
Yeah, we've had good weather all season long for football, and we're getting to the point where it's cooling down a little bit.
Oh, wait a minute. I think we have a face mask against Newcastle. So that's the call. And that's going to move the ball upfield to the 37-yard line. A 15-yard penalty. They'll mark it at the 39. So apparently the infraction took place at the 24. Central Valley gets a gift after another Newcastle muff, their second lost possession. And Central Valley will take over at their own 39, 7:44 left in the scoreless first quarter. Now in the pistol goes Matt Merritt, and the give goes to Landon Alexander up the gut for about 3. He'll get to the 42. It'll be second down at 7. And coming up to make the stop for Devin Palmer, the ball tackler for the Newcastle Red Hurricane at second down.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Again, we talked about Landon Alexander in that first possession, not touching the ball.
Alexander again. Alexander this time, he's fighting, might have gotten 2. Still on his feet, close to the first down. Oh, brother, I learned something. You don't put Landon Alexander down until his knee or his elbows touch. And he just fought for that extra yardage, and it's going to be a first down, and that was just sheer determination by Landon Alexander.
Great second effort by Landon Alexander. Yeah, I know what you mean. I was writing down, I'm taking stats here, writing down a 2-yard gain, and all of a sudden I hear the crowd noise, and he's got a first down. So
Merritt and play action. Looks, pass, and it's caught. Diving catch. Or are they going to say no? Yes, it's a completion. Newcastle was saying that he didn't catch it, but it is a catch by Javen Thompson, the junior. And wait a minute. Now are they... It looks like they're going to... One of the officials overruled another one. Initially, it was ruled a completion, and now they're saying that Javen Thompson trapped it. It's second and 10.
Yeah, that's kind of a good situation when an official has a better view of it. I think the initial official who called it as a catch, he came in from behind, and so he really didn't see. I think his view was blocked. So
second down at 10. Antoine Johnson was the quarterback for much of the season after the early injury to Matt Merritt. And now we got a moment's time. And do we have a penalty? We sure do. It's going to be a 5-yarder against the Warriors. So the offense, outside of a hard-fought run by Landon Alexander, has been quiet in the first half of this period.
Yeah, definitely a little stagnant early for Central Valley. But again, getting Matt Merritt back in there and kind of getting his feet under him again. So this might just be a matter of that.
Man in motion, and now the draw play will go to Alexander, and there's nothing there on second down. He gets nothing. It'll be third down and 15 for the Central Valley Warriors. So Newcastle defensively giving up 15.3 points per game, but right now they are being quite stingy against this Central Valley offense.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by Newcastle so far, both offensively and defensively, and their defense is really fast, just flying to the football.
Merritt trying to get back in the comfort zone after missing some action due to the ankle injury. This time on the end around, looking for some room in the outside, getting a lot of that back, not enough for the first down, and I believe that was Brett Fitzsimmons. And it was Fitzsimmons. They get about, maybe 7. It's going to be fourth down and 6. So give them a gain of 9, and we'll see how Central Valley plays this on fourth down. At the moment, it looks like the offense will stay on the field, and Mark Lyons has faith. They have 3 receivers to the left. Are they going to try to draw them offside? No, they're going for the first down. Merritt on the fly pattern. It is bobbled. It is broken up at the last moment, and that was Andre Jackson. Maybe the pass just a tad underthrown because Thompson had a step on Jackson, but Newcastle will take over near midfield.
Yeah, what a great play by Andre Jackson. Great recovery speed. The receiver, Javen Thompson, had him beat by about 2 steps. And again, just Andre Jackson made a great recovery and got to the football, knocked it away.
So with 5:15 left in the opening quarter, Central Valley with 1 first down, and that is it. Newcastle has dominated most of the action in the first 7 minutes, but miscues, a muff punt, and a fumble deep in Central Valley territory has kept Newcastle humble. Now the Red Hurricane have two receivers to the right, one to the left, and we have a timeout called by Joe Coward of Newcastle. We'll take a minute break. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless from Center Township on Beaver County Radio.
Did you ever think you would see a day when no one showed up for big city holiday parades or pro sporting events? This is Renee from Laughlin Insurance Agency in Rochester. If nothing else, this past year has taught us that things we never considered possible can happen, and that no one can predict the future. At the Laughlin Agency, your Penn National Insurance provider, we give you the ability to protect against loss during unexpected times. Visit LaughlinInsAgency.com or call us at 724-774-1230.
McGee Heating and Air Conditioning in Aliquippa has been in business for nearly 60 years. Now that's experience you can count on when you call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning at 724-375-7112. They'll answer your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sue Curlin and her winning team service most brands, and McGee Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated. As always, they wish their best to our local teams. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, Main Street, Aliquippa. And we're back. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. First down, Newcastle with its own 47. Wilson's Hood into some trouble, and Sean Fitzsimmons gets him. Sean Fitzsimmons, the Pitt recruit, drags him down for a huge loss back to the 37-yard line. They're going to say a loss of, well, they're going to mark it at the 39, but it's still a loss of 8. It's second and 18.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons looked like he might have had a strip sack there, but the official said he was down before Fitzsimmons came away with the football. But yeah, again, he is just a dominant player out there, the biggest guy in the field, and just he stands out when he's out there, and just he's been dominant for the last 3 years for Central Valley.
Well, when you looked at what Pitt's defense did last week, giving up 44, Sean Fitzsimmons will be a welcome addition to Pat Narduzzi's club next fall. Now, to the strong side right, 3 receivers. Pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. He tried to find Wilkins in the flat. I don't think Wilkins was looking for the football. Might have been a miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. It's third down and 18 for the Red Hurricane.
Yeah, there was definitely nobody at home for Hood's pass, nobody in the general vicinity, but yeah, I think there was just a misread, or the receiver might have gotten bumped by the defender and slowed up, but yeah, nobody was home where the ball went.
We'll try to get you an early score in the Blackhawk-Ambridge game. As soon as we can get that opportunity, Mike Azzadi and Jason Colangelo on the call, and the pass, it's caught! Not quite enough for the first down, but it might make Joe Cowart think. On fourth down, it's going to be 4th and 7, and it would be risky, and Newcastle will play for field position and bring in the punting unit.
Yeah, against Central Valley, that's a good call. But I tell you what, I give Chris Hood a lot of credit. He was under a big rush, and he stood in that pocket knowing he was going to get hit. He got rid of the football and took a huge hit, but really threw a strike.
Newcastle's only loss was the 5A Shaler to start the season, 37-20. They've reeled off 3 straight wins since. Last week, beating Summit Academy 48-4. This one, though, is a shaker, and special teams has been a problem. A muff punt that ended up in Central Valley's possession, and it's anybody's guess where this is going to fall. They're going to say at the 42-yard line, all of 11 yards, and that hurts, especially when you're thinking you're going to pin them at least inside the 15.
Yeah, exactly. It just went off the side of his foot, and he almost took out the cheerleaders on the sideline. They had to scatter. Again, didn't go far at all, so yeah, not what Newcastle wanted at all.
Actually, a 7-yard punt. The line of scrimmage was the Central Valley 49. Central Valley will try to take advantage, but no, not there. A tackle in the backfield, And a couple of Red Hurricane getting in on the stop. Leading the way for Newcastle was Antonio Gardner, the junior, and that's going to be a loss of 2. It'll be second down at the 41.
Yeah, again, we talked about earlier the speed on Newcastle's defense, and again, they were in that backfield right after the snap.
Central Valley with just a 1 first down, and that was a hard-fought first down on second effort by Landon Alexander. Now in the gun goes Merritt. Merritt, he'll hand it off to Alexander. Alexander might have forged for about 2. It's going to be third down and about 9.
Tackled by Hood.
For Central Valley. They'll give them to the 44. We'll call it third down and 8.
Yeah, just not a lot of running room for Central Valley tonight. And again, other than Aliquippa, but they had a lot of success against Aliquippa on the ground. Landon Alexander had over 200 yards. Tonight, they're not finding a lot of success against this Newcastle defense, and I've been just really impressed with them.
So far, they've been able to contain Alexander in this offense. Now back to throw. Merritt has time. His pass is caught by Merritt. Now Merritt, I don't know if they're going to give him forward progress because it looked like he tried to make a move. He had the first down initially, Jim, but I think now with him trying to get an extra yard or 2, he's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, I think so. Once he caught the ball, and there was a little bit of a collision, but yeah, like you say, he turned around and he made a football move, if you will. And they said that's where you're tackled. So again, back at the 49. So he lost 2 yards after the reception.
Central Valley looking at fourth down and 1 from the 49 of Newcastle. 90 seconds left in the period, and the give goes to Thompson. Just enough for the first down. He needed a yard. He got about 2.
Yeah, nice spin after contact by Thompson. Again, just a handoff off right tackle. Absorbed the hit, made a spin move, picked up 1 yard that they needed.
So Central Valley racing back up to the line of scrimmage. They have a full set backfield, 3 behind, and now just the keeper looking for that offensive line to help. Look out! Newcastle thinks they got the ball on a turnover, and let's wait till we get the official call, and apparently Newcastle will get it, but the officials are discussing it, so there's nothing official yet.
Yeah, I mean, Merritt just did the quarterback sneak right into the scrum in the middle of the field. And the next thing you know, the Newcastle players were celebrating, so I think that's what they're kind of calling. You know, did you actually see it?
And it is Newcastle football. They talked about it, but the Red Hurricane gets it. The first turnover by Central Valley, and Newcastle will take over at their own 43.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy game by both teams tonight. A little some discipline errors and just the fumbles, lack of focus. But again, we talked about it earlier in the pregame. These non-conference games, that's what they're for. So hopefully once the conference season starts, some of these mistakes won't be as prevalent.
Well, in games past, Central Valley is used to being up a lot by the end of the first quarter. It's been a draw thus far. Newcastle football, Hood behind center. In the power I, this time on first down, and they get nothing. There is a marker on the field. You'd have to believe it'll be against the offense. They gave the ball to Wells, and Wells was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. But if it's a major penalty, which this would appear to be, you would think that Mark Lyons would accept it.
Yeah, I would think at this point. I'd be curious what it. Okay, yeah, as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, the flag came out, so yeah, it definitely lends itself to holding. So that looks like what it's going to be, but yeah, I agree. I think Mark Lyons, if he takes this, you definitely want to push this offense back.
10-yard penalty.
Yeah, if it would have been a 5-yarder, he might have said, okay, we'll take the down, because they did lose 1. But that's a lot of yardage. Right. So it's first down and 20. Just over a minute left in the first quarter and a scoreless first period here in the land of Troy. Or at least it used to be the land of Troy.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call the land of the Warriors now. I don't know where Warriors live.
Now in the shotgun goes the quarterback in Hood. He has a sidecar to each side. This time it'll be the give, and there's room, but then the hole closed quickly. The ball carrier was Sibley. Now Central Valley thinks they recovered a fumble, and let's see what the official says. I don't know if they're going to get their way, and they will not, apparently. They get to the 36, and they'll pick up about 3 yards, and now they'll just let the clock run dry. And we've completed one. Newcastle has controlled the tempo, but 2 turnovers by the Red Hurricane has kept them off the board. Central Valley's offense, very limited thus far. We'll go to the second at Sarge Elbert Stadium. It's Newcastle nothing, Central Valley nothing. We'll try to get you an update or two after this on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
You are listening to the 74th season of high school football on Beaver County Radio. This presentation is being brought to you by the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Friendly Federal Credit Union, the Heritage Valley Health System, uniquely connected for life, click heritagevalley.org, and Fry Transportation, among others. It's the #1 way to get into the game, tuning in to Beaver County Radio.
In sports broadcasts, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set your high school student for life. This is Laura Delvecchio, the Assistant Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with more great news. There is still availability for this school year in some of our top-earning career training programs like masonry, machine tool technology, collision repair, and greenhouse and landscaping. But you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry! Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Second down for Newcastle as we start the second quarter. Hood pass caught. Lincoln's looking for some room, and there is a marker. He does get good yardage, but this should be coming back, as when he made his cut, there was holding apparently on the play, and this will nullify the nice gain by the Red Hurricane.
Yeah, that was a no doubt about it penalty right there. I don't know if you heard, we're on the Central Valley side of the field. I think you heard the crowd make a big roar. That was an obvious hold on that play, and so, yeah, I think everybody in the stadium knew that one was coming back.
So now Newcastle has really dug itself a hole. First period has come to a close on WNBA. We haven't had a point yet on Beaver County Radio. Blackhawk and Ambridge scoreless from Mo Rubenstein as Sherman McBride looks for his first win as a head coach with the Bridgers. This will move the ball back to the 22-yard line, and they need to get to the 47. So if my math is right, that's 31 yards that they need to cover, and obviously a tough chore for the red and black. This time on the keeper, and breaking a tackle, getting out of bounds at about the 31, so give credit to Hood. He got a little bit of that back, but it still brings up third down, and they're going to need about 22 for the first down.
Yeah, Hood's a big kid, 212 pounds, and you could tell out there when he was running, he was bouncing off defenders and didn't go down when he went out of bounds, and so he was taking some hits, so he's a big guy out there.
Second quarter, first minute. No score, Central Valley and Newcastle. I just said that. Believe me, it's true. Despite the two offenses that we have on the field, we still haven't seen our first tally. Now in the gun goes Hood. Hood looking for some room, and this pass is out of there. It's caught, but it is going to be incomplete. And that's good news for Newcastle, because that would have been a couple-yard loss. And on 4th down, Newcastle will bring in the punting unit.
Yeah, I think that's definitely beneficial to Newcastle for a drop pass right there. Definitely would have lost yardage on the play. But again, you talk about how surprising the score is tonight, and definitely, I know coming into this game, we had so many questions about Newcastle and the level of competition in this 3-game winning streak, but they have stood toe-to-toe with Central Valley thus far.
Mike Wells back to punt, Landon Alexander back to receive it. Low snap, high, not deep, but he got it out of there, but no roll to speak of. It's going to go back toward midfield, and it's going to be down right at the midfield stripe. And Central Valley will go on offense at the 50-yard line, and the Warriors hope to get that offense cranking. It hasn't done it to this point, just 1 first down.
Looks like we have a change of quarterback. So Antoine Johnson's going to come in there and see if he can provide a spark for Central Valley.
Okay. So Antoine Johnson, who put 38 on the board last week in their 38-3 win, and now the handoff will go to Alexander, and instant result, the handoff around the left end, the near side, and he picks up about 4 to the 46 of Newcastle.
Yeah, you look at a player like Antoine Johnson, who's been behind center the last 2 weeks. Central Valley has really kind of gotten on a roll and has played really well. So, again, they struggled early when with Merritt coming back, seeing whether maybe putting Antoine Johnson behind center can change their fate.
Now on 2nd down and 6. Johnson looks, has time. Pass down the field, Thompson's got it! And it is a touchdown! My goodness! Antoine Johnson, his 2nd play, and he throws a straight for a touchdown, 46 yards, and Central Valley leads it 6-0.
A perfect pass, too, right down the center of the field, hit Javen Thompson in stride, and what an individual effort by Thompson, too. Caught the ball in stride, the defender had him around the waist, he dragged him to about the 3-yard line, then made a dive into the end zone with the defender around his waist, but again, spectacular boom play for Central Valley. Big splash play.
And now DeSantis will try for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And after a scary first quarter, Central Valley, it only took them 2 plays to go 50 yards. We'll take a minute timeout. Central Valley 7, Newcastle nothing. The state champions have taken a lead here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage door sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200, and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200. Or find them online at electricgarageDoorSales.com. And we have another kick that goes out of bounds. So DeSantis, normally a very efficient kicker, struggling on the kickoffs, and Newcastle has the option, and they will start from their own 35 for the second time in this game. And Walter Equals from the Fly Transportation Update Desk has just texted his dad, Jim, who's sitting to my left, and it's 27-0 Aliquippa leading Quaker Valley. 6-0 Ambridge has taken the lead over Blackhawk on WNBA. They might have a good one brewing at the Mo tonight. And on the end around maybe about 3, for Newcastle, and Malik Jefferson, a sophomore, getting the call.
This is a huge possession if you're Newcastle. Again, you dominated the game thus far up till Central Valley's big play and had nothing to show for it. Central Valley hits a big 46-yard touchdown pass and a splash play touchdown to take the momentum back. Newcastle has to respond right here.
2 minutes into the second quarter. Central Valley on the bomb from Antoine Johnson to Javen Thompson, and they lead it 7-0. Second down and a long 7 for Newcastle. And this one is bobbled and immediately going down. And was that Fitzsimmons?
That was.
Oh my goodness. You cannot make a mistake. And the center snapped it high. It was bobbled by Hood. And by the time he caught it, he caught a good licking from Sean Fitzsimmons. That'll be a loss of it too.
What a hit. I mean, he just got control of the ball and looked down. Fitzsimmons right in his face like a freight train. Wow.
Third down and 11. Sean Fitzsimmons, you always have to be aware of where he is at on the field. I mean, he is a difference maker. There is no question about it. And we got a
at 9:09 of the first half.
Timeout.
Newcastle uses its second timeout.
And Newcastle has used timeout number 2. We'll take a 30-second break. Newcastle looking at third down. They're behind the sticks. It's 3rd and 11 when we come back. 7-0 Central Valley on Beaver County Radio.
There's something for everybody this semester at CCBC. Whether you're leveling up a career or launching a new life, CCBC has got you covered. In fact, CCBC is straight to you. Your local library is now a CCBC classroom. Build career skills and earn college credit right in your backyard. Check out credit and non-credit classes starting in the near future. Click ccbc.edu/fall for more information. Right place, right time. CCBC is right where you need them this fall.
Returning after Newcastle has used its second timeout. 9:09 left in the first half. Central Valley leading 7-0, and Newcastle looking at 3rd and 11 from their 33.
Yeah, not the position Newcastle wanted to be in after that big play by Central Valley. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here coming out of the timeout.
We'll get to the Fry Transportation scoreboard in a moment. Now on third down, Hood looks. Hood in trouble. Hood is brought down. Just could not find a receiver. Had a hold on the football, and a couple of Warriors were there on the stop. And getting in there initially was Jackson Tanya. Also putting a lick was Matt Jerovic. And it's 4th down for Newcastle. And this offense, which was really doing well in the first half of this first quarter, Central Valley has caught up to them since.
Yeah, that was the epitome of a coverage sack right there. Again, there was just no place to go. And again, Hood had nowhere to go with the football, and then the defense has caught up with them.
Wells the kick high, not deep, good hang time. And again, it will take no kind of a bounce favoring Newcastle. The ball will be down at the Central Valley 48-yard line. Only a 17-yard punt by no, that was more than that. It was a 30-yard punt, considering the yardage that they lost on that series. Couple scores for you. Aliquippa 33, Quaker Valley nothing. Short Tears Valley 21, Hopewell nothing. And Laurel looks good. They lead Riverside in the MAC 14-0 in North Swickley Township. This time it's Alexander looking for some room, and he's got some. He's at the 40, down to the 35. He had absolutely nothing, and he turned it into a 17-yard gain.
Yeah, great run by Alexander. Again, went to the right, nothing there. Turned on a dime and went back to his left and found some space around the left side. Big 17-yard gain.
What Alexander may not have in quickness, he has good sight, good mechanics, good cutting ability, and that adds up too, Jim.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I'm curious, they talk about the measurables. He's a pretty big kid out there, too.
Thompson around the right end, and he turns it up the field. He's going to get about 5 in what looked like no gain, but Thompson was able to see a little crease, and he gets 4 to the 31.
Yeah, Thompson's just quite an athlete, going around right end, making the cut up the middle into traffic, and then trying to cut back across the field. He was a tough guy to bring down.
6, the ball on the 31.
Second down at 6. In the gun. And this time it's Alexander switching direction, and he's got room. 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown. You better believe it. Landon Alexander from 31 yards, and Central Valley has tuned it up in the second quarter, leading 13-0.
And again, exact same thing as he did last time. Went to his right, nothing there, stopped on a dime, turned to his left, found a big hole, great downfield blocking, and took it to the house.
So in a matter of 3 minutes and 24 seconds, Central Valley has put 2 touchdowns on the board. And DeSantis, the right-footed kicker, who has a 43-yard field goal to his credit this year, and he booms it through the uprights. We'll take a minute timeout. Central Valley is in gear now, and that doesn't spell good news for the folks up north at Newcastle. It's Central Valley 14, the Red Hurricane nothing. Now this minute timeout on Beaver County Radio, Facebook Live and Trib Live.
When you're a superhero, you got big responsibilities. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. The Aquamen and Aquawomen of the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority really do look after the needs of the community, just like real superheroes. The service we provide really is super, and the dedication of our workers can only be described as heroic. We just don't always wear capes. Come out for you. Click bfwater.net.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
And a short kick, but it's bobbled, picked up at the 20, and no return at all. They don't even get back to the 20, and Central Valley really feeding off a couple of big plays on offense. The long bomb to Thompson and the strong run of 31 yards by the WPIL's leading rusher and Landon Alexander.
Yeah, if you're Newcastle, you really have to regroup right now. They were dominating the game early, and again, Central Valley is just last 2 possessions took over this game. You don't want to get down too far against Central Valley and let the Warriors really get that momentum back.
Moon has taken a 14-7 lead at Fox Chapel. And on WNBA, it was 6-0 Ambridge leading Blackhawk. We'll keep you updated on that one on 1460 with Mike and Jason. This time the inside handoff, and maybe 3 to the 20 by number 3. I believe that was Wells with the carry. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, not a lot there for him. Again, just right off tackle.
6:48 to go in the second quarter. There was no scoring in the first quarter. Central Valley didn't even threaten the score. But all of a sudden, their last 2 possessions, they have put 14 points on the board. Newcastle, which looked good on offense in the first period, but a turnover deep in CV territory and a muff punt, and you can't make those mistakes. It's going to come back to haunt you.
No, not at all.
This time on 2nd down, and the give, and getting a first down, looks like the first down to Leakins.
Number 20.
No, actually, that was Braylon Sibley, the junior, 6'4", good enough to move the sticks as he gets it to the 27.
1st and 10.
Yeah, really nice run. Really the same play they ran before, right off left tackle, but Sibley found some space and cut it back up the middle.
Newcastle will send to the strong side right. In the gun goes Hood. And the give It'll go for about, maybe nothing. I'd say no gain. And that was Sibley on the carry. It'll be second down. Bryce Wilson making the stop.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons broke that up as well. Hood was trying to do the option around left end. Fitzsimmons had him around the waist. He had to get rid of the football.
And it's now second down and 11. Again, the Hurricane will send two receivers to the far side, or to the near side, the strong side, and it is Hood. Hood looking for some room, and he doesn't find much at all. He might have gotten a couple to the 29. It's going to bring up third down and 8.
Yeah, I'm curious with Newcastle. 3 plays in a row right off that left side. I'm curious what they're seeing on that side. They were having some success earlier, kind of going around and mixing it up, passing it a little bit. But they're really trying to go a lot off tackle.
Well, have you noticed any adjustments that Central Valley's making? Or they're just finding the ball carriers a lot easier?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I'm sure Central Valley made an adjustment between quarters because they've really turned things around.
Third down and 9. 4:25 to go. Central Valley looking to stop and trying to get more. And now we got a whistle. We have a flag, and that might cost the Red Hurricane.
Yeah, the errors for Newcastle tonight. That's really set them back tonight.
Delay of game. Now what was third and long at 9 now really puts you behind the 8 ball. Third down and 14 back at the 23.
Right, again, if they don't convert here and have to punt again, they are once again going to leave Central Valley with great field position.
So Central Valley has even a better chance of getting its defense off the field. Third down. And it's Hood. Hood off the back throw. Oh, look out! It is picked off by Central Valley! Oh my goodness, diving and getting the interception for the Warriors. And that was Bryce Wilson, I believe, on the pick.
Absolutely, what a play. Didn't look like he had a chance for it. Looked like he may at the most knock it down. He dived for the football, pulled it in, made a tremendous catch right there. That may be the play of the season thus far.
And things have really gone south for the folks up north. Central Valley first down at the Newcastle 21. They have a full house backfield behind Johnson. Wide open in the end zone. Ball is caught. Touchdown. And I believe, was that Kyle Shad with the catch?
Jack Bible.
Jack Bible, number 80. The senior wide open in the end zone. One play, another score, and it's 20-0.
Wow, great play. They lined up in the full house backfield. Newcastle was thinking run all the way. Jack Bible broke from the line of scrimmage. There was nobody within 10 yards of him. I think even Antoine Johnson was caught off guard because he threw the ball and he was so wide open. It was kind of a low pass. He had to fall and catch the pass, but wow, what a call.
And the kick is good. Well, Mark Lyons, you have to be fair, Matt Merritt is coming off an ankle injury and did not look impressive in his first couple of series.
No.
All of a sudden, you put in Antoine Johnson, who's carried the load for most of the season. Second play of the game, he throws a strike to Thompson, and then Alexander scores on the long run from 31, and then on first down, after the interception by Wilson, he finds Jack Bible all alone in the end zone. And now, all of a sudden, it's a commanding 21-0 lead.
Right, the change of quarterback has really changed Central Valley's fortunes completely. And when you think about Central Valley's short history over the past decade or so, Mark Lyons never been afraid to pull the plug on his quarterback. You can think back on several times, even their very first year, making a switch at quarterback, and it really turned their fortunes around. So he's not afraid if his starter's not doing the job to put in somebody else. And again, what a job! Antoine Johnson the last 2 weeks been the starter, because of an injury, but has done a great job came in tonight, had to come off the bench, and has really sparked the Central Valley team.
Well, it's a long season, and Merritt will get his opportunities, but he's got to be very happy for the junior and Antoine Johnson. Newcastle has to hurry for the football when it's loose, and Central Valley has it at the 15. It was a free football, and I think the Hurricane in question was thinking it was a punt, it was a mental lapse, and the ball pops loose, and make it the fourth turnover for Newcastle, and 3 of them have hit the carpet here at Sarge Alberts.
And that's been the story of the game for Newcastle so far. They were so dominant early. Mental errors, just huge mental mistakes by Newcastle, and they're about to get blown off the field tonight.
Central Valley in possession with another chance. Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown, first play. Bingo! Central Valley is looking like the state champions now. It's 27-0.
They are unstoppable. They have run 2 plays, 3 plays, 1 play, 1 play. Their last 4 possessions.
Antoine Johnson to Jack Bible.
Bible catches his second, and boy, how often do you see 2 touchdowns off turnovers, 1 play, touchdown from Johnson to Bible? It's happened back to back. Deja vu, is that what you call it?
Absolutely, and great play calling by Central Valley too. A lot of coaches might just be content having the big league running the football a little bit. No, they're going for the end zone. They're trying to get the mercy rule right now.
This was a heck of a football game until about a half an hour ago. And now it's turned into a mini rout. Give Newcastle a chance. They at least could put the points on the board, but they have dug themselves a huge hole. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Central Valley 28, Newcastle no score on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team. This is Cindy Hilario from Friendly Federal Credit Union. Last year, we loaned out over $8 million to our members for all sorts of reasons. Friendly Federal Credit Union enables local people to do things by working together like a team. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden-Rouerl-Aquippa. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
9-0.
Well, Walter Equals has just told us from the Fried Transportation Update Desk. Blackhawk scores a touchdown, kicks the extra point, now leading 7-6 over Ambridge on WNBA. A pretty good one going on at Mo Rubenstein. And this one goes into the end zone. 2 of them went out of bounds, but this one goes out of bounds, but past the end line. And it's a touchback, and the Red Hurricane have to start from their own 20.
Yeah, nothing going right for Newcastle right now. And again, now it's reached the point where Central Valley isn't even kicking away from their return men. They're hitting on all cylinders.
They have, excuse me, Jim, you're right. They have scored on their last 4 possessions, and really they've all been big plays.
Yeah, huge splash plays again. And we talked about it before, 2 plays, 3 plays, 1 play, and 1 play. Their last 4 possessions since inserting Antoine Johnson at quarterback.
This time on first down, it's Mike Wells, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a loss of about 4 back to the 16.
Yeah, and this Central Valley offense, the Central Valley's defense is really feeding off the success of the offense as well. They have really got this team really rolling all cylinders. Even though the defense has been out there so much, they are really playing at the top of their game now, too, with the big lead.
Well, I think this Newcastle bunch has been shell-shocked. This is a better team than they have played in the last 10 minutes or so. This is just Central Valley putting on a clinic. This time to pitch out, and it will go to Wells. Wells looking for some room. Wells, to his credit, cuts it upfield, gets to about the 22. It's going to bring up, though, 3rd down and 8, as Central Valley, with 3 minutes to go, a stop here, and you have a chance to go in again.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. If they get great field position again, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the air once again.
Boy, Antoine Johnson, who struggled somewhat against Wpil when he was forced into action. There were some drop passes to his credit, though, but now he has really tuned it up the last couple of games.
Yeah, he's really gotten comfortable in this offense, and he showed it tonight.
This time it goes to Wells. Wells looking. Wells gets little. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. And Central Valley has completely dominated this second quarter. Yeah. And we got a timeout, Central Valley. And we're going to take a 30-second break with 2:23 to go in the half. Central Valley should have the ball in good shape, and they got the game in good shape. It's 28-0 Warriors on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live. Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard to Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years, as any successful football team must be dependable, and these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation. Well, following the Central Valley timeout, Newcastle will have to boot it with 2:23 to go. And Jim Equals is just giving me the score that his son got from the Fry Transportation update desk. Blackhawk has scored 2 quick touchdowns, now leading Ambridge 14-6 on WMBA with Mike and Jason. Central Valley has 1 man deep. They have 10 men on the front. And they get it out of there, however, and the ball's going to hit at the 45 and creep inside the 40-yard line. Alexander will not try to touch it, and Central Valley will start from its own 33. For Central Valley, as of late, that's terrible field position.
Yeah, exactly. Their last few possessions, they've been on the other side of the 50 and have hit some big plays, but they're showing they can score from anywhere in the field. So they're showing some big play capability since Antoine Johnson went behind center. So see what they do with 2 minutes 11 seconds left before halftime.
This is their poorest field position since they started at their 18 on their first try following a Newcastle fumble. That was back when Newcastle was looking like the better football team. This time, the inside handoff goes Alexander, and Alexander's got a first down. And is the ball loose? No. Alexander gets to the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 18 yards. And with 2:02 left in the half, Central Valley trying to control the clock and preserve their 2 timeouts.
Andre Jackson from Newcastle saved another long-distance touchdown. He just got Alexander by the shoelaces.
Thompson, sideline pass to Thompson. Thompson, and a marker comes in. Could be against Central Valley. And now another marker comes in, a dead ball foul, and I think you might have heard it up here in the press box. Maybe a late hit. Maybe we have offsetting penalties here. Let's let the officials decide
this.
It
looked like Javen Thompson. He was fighting for more yards. The whistle blew, but a Newcastle player was coming in to make a hit. I don't know whether it was, he just couldn't stop his momentum or whether it was an intentional hit, but either way, he had kind of stopped his momentum. He was being held up at the time, and I think that really got the people up here in the press box really upset.
Well, a special thanks goes out to Athletic Director Sam Sircone. A very busy media night here, as you would expect on a night that features 2 pretty good football teams, but he set us up in a good position. Sam, as always, thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah, he's done a great job here at Central Valley as well. We've talked a lot about Coach Lyons. We talk about Brandon Ambrose in basketball, but Sam Sircone's been a real credit to this school district as their athletic director.
We got a hold on Central Valley, and now we're going to have a personal foul against Newcastle. So I'm guessing they'll mark the 10 off and then 15 against Newcastle. I'm going to say the Central Valley benefits by 5 on this exchange.
Yeah, that's my assumption. That's what they're going to do. So,
Personal foul against Newcastle.
Well, that's frustration. When that penalty came, and I don't know if the offender knew that flag was out, but you just have to watch yourself. I mean, you get a 10-yard penalty, but the only thing that's gone right, and quickly you turn that into a gain for Central Valley on a senseless late hit, and and now they'll mark the 15, and that'll put the ball at the Newcastle 40-yard line.
Yeah, and that's really been the big problem for Newcastle. It's just been the mental errors, the lack of discipline, and it's really come back to haunt them.
So, Central Valley with Antoine Johnson, the junior, relieving Merritt at quarterback. Johnson looks, and he's going to have to get rid of it, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Newcastle had him gauged, could not find a receiver, and that's something because he has found wide open receivers, namely Jack Bible, the last couple of times, and then before then, getting him on the board for the first time tonight was Javen Thompson.
Yeah, that was Newcastle's best defensive effort of the second quarter so far. They had great coverage, they had great pressure on Johnson that time, and again, nothing to do. He just had to roll out of bounds.
They get a yard, so it's 2nd down and 4 for the Warriors. Now in motion, man, and now the handoff right up the gut. It goes to Alexander, and he's got the first down inside the 35. The WPIL's leading rushers starting to get in tune.
Yeah, he had a head of steam. Once he got hold of the football, he hit the line at full speed. And he is just tough to bring down. When you try to tackle him high, you're not going to be able to do that. You got to get him around the waist, around the legs, but he was just dragging defenders.
Bryce Wood with the stop for Newcastle. 1:15 to go in the half. Central Valley still with 2 timeouts left. Johnson will hand off to Alexander again, and Landon gets about 6, maybe 7, down to about the 26-yard line, and Mark Lyons will use his 2nd timeout.
Yeah, Landon Alexander, again, another impressive run. Found some space through the middle, made a spin move, picked up some extra yards, and like you say, he is really getting untracked so far in the second quarter.
We'll go down all the scores at the half, and I believe we'll have a Trib Live halftime segment to bring you. Blackhawk leading Ambridge 14-6 on WNBA. Laurel had a 14-0 lead over Southside. Aliquippa 33-0 over Quaker Valley. Chartiers Valley on top of Hopewell 21-0. These were early scores. Avonworth 6, Southside no score, and Moon 14, Fox Chapel 7. We'll work on such games as Beaver Falls and Elwood City, Mohawk, New Brighton, Freedom, and Neshannock. Hopefully we can get you scores on those games in just a bit. We're just past the top of the hour on 1230 WBVP, Beaver Falls, Center Township, Monaca, and the new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas, and across the globe on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Central Valley now looking at 2nd down and 3 from the 27. Looking, Johnson in the end zone, it is Holden! Another touchdown! Central Valley, 1 point away from the mercy rule.
Antoine Johnson to Javen Thompson.
That's what I thought. It was Javen Thompson. Again, get him right in stride, the back left corner of the end zone. Great pass.
And I'll tell you, this Antoine Johnson has really been the real deal in the second quarter, leading Central Valley to what could be momentarily 35 points in the period. And the kick is up. Well, it is good, just over the crossbar. We will go to the mercy rule. In a game that was 0-0 after a quarter, we'll take a 30-second timeout. It's Central Valley 35, Newcastle 0 on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
I just love my Tyler Mountain Waterman.
That's something I hear all the time. This is Stefan Sasek from Tri-State Waters. I'm the guy that is out and about delivering that Tyler Mountain 100% natural spring water. I'm everywhere from New Brighton to Old Economy. Tri-State Waters delivers, and I'm the one driving the truck. From Beaver to Raccoon Township, I'm the waterman they love, and the waterman that delivers. We even go to Poland, well, Ohio that is. If you need home or office delivery, call today and ask for Stefan, 724-774-4644.
There yet. All right, Jim Equals just tells us that Beaver Falls looking for its first win, well on its way against winless Elwood. It's 35-0 Beaver Falls in the second quarter at Reeve Stadium. It's 35-0 right here in a game that was 0-0 after a quarter, and Newcastle was the better team in the first 12 minutes. This one's going to sail down at the 5-yard line. And coming up and not getting anywhere inside the 15-yard line. And Central Valley has done nothing wrong in the last, definitely the last quarter and change. And if you're Joe Coward, I mean, this is like a ton of bricks that has just hit you after a very promising first quarter where they looked decent on offense. They were shutting down Central Valley, but Mark Lyons, like you said, he knows his team. He wanted a spark. Antoine Johnson enters the game, and it's 35-love.
Yeah, again, great call by Coach Lyons, again, making the switch at quarterback. And really, I'm sure he was hoping to maybe get 14, maybe get the team just going, and came away with 35.
This time it is Hood, and he is brought down after he picked up about 3, and Javen Thompson makes the tackle. These Warriors really feasting off of this emotion that this offense has given them, and Newcastle might just let the clock run thin.
Yeah,
down to 20 left.
That was a textbook open field tackle again, and it looked like Hood had some space and just a perfect tackle on that play.
Well, the play clock, they can let the clock run out. We'll see if Newcastle gets a play off. They're in no hurry. They do beat the buzzer. And they're going to go for the ball, and it's going to be incomplete, and that'll do it for the first half. Central Valley put 5 touchdowns on the board in the second quarter after a scoreless first frame. The score at the half, the defending state champions, 35, Newcastle nothing. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll go down all the scoring, which was done all by Central Valley. And we'll take this break here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
When it comes to an emergency, seconds can make a difference between life and death. Medic Rescue has been serving the citizens of Beaver County by providing the best ambulance service. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Their trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Don't just ask for an ambulance, ask for Medic Rescue.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Balcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
You are listening to the 74th season of high school football on Beaver County Radio. This presentation is being brought to you by the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Friendly Federal Credit Union, the Heritage Valley Health System, uniquely connected for life, click heritagevalley.org, and Fry Transportation, among others. It's the number one way to get into the game, tuning in to Beaver County Radio.
Well, it's halftime here at Sarge Albert Stadium after a quiet Central Valley performance in quarter number one. Mark Lyons inserts Antoine Johnson late in the period, and it didn't take long for Central Valley to take advantage, and Johnson leads his team to 5 touchdowns, and Central Valley has exploded in a game that we thought after a period, Jim Equals, that we might be looking at a tight one in the fourth quarter. Never would we have said the word mercy at the end of the first half, but that's what'll be the case when we start the second half. It's 35-0.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those performances where down the road when guys are getting together and they're talking about Central Valley football, they're going to talk about this night. Antoine Johnson coming in with 11 minutes left in the second quarter, 4 touchdown passes in that time, leading Central Valley to 35 points. So again, what an impressive performance by this young man coming off the bench and really sparking Central Valley.
All right, let's look at the scoring. After Johnson came in, it took little time as he found Javen Thompson on a 46-yard pass with 10:35 to go in the half, a 50-yard drive in total, and the extra point good by Serafina DeSantis. It was 7-0. Then Landon Alexander, who was held to modest yardage up to this point, but with 7:11 left in the second quarter, he scores on a 31-yard run. The extra point makes it 14-0. And then a 21-yard reception. One play after a Newcastle turnover, Jack Bible hauls it in, and at that point you wonder if Newcastle just went in the freeze motion, because it was 21-0, and before you know it, a fumble kickoff, one play, another touchdown pass to Bible for 15 yards. That made it 28-0, and then Thompson puts a lid on it with 55 seconds left in the half. His 26-yard reception made it 34-0. The extra point, not one of DeSantis' stronger efforts, but it was just over the crossbar, and it meant something, because that means that the mercy rule will kick in at the start of the second half. It's 35-0.
Yeah, I think everybody was breathing a sigh of relief. I know, all these years we've been doing this in the media, and obviously you're objective, but sometimes these games turn to blowouts, and it ends up on 34. You're like, oh. So yeah, I think we were all breathing a sigh of relief when DeSantis' kick went over the crossbar. But another big play in that second quarter, we've talked a lot about Antoine Johnson, but how about Bryce Wilson, that diving interception to set up the third touchdown of the night? And again, that was a tremendous individual effort. He was fully extended, pulling that ball in. One play later, it's 21-0.
And then they tack on 2 more touchdowns. It's 35-0. We're going to take this time out. We'll have to check in with Walter. I know that we've been going back to the studio for Trib Live halftime segments, and we'll find out if we have that one queued up and ready to go. And Curtis Walsh, the man on the scene, says, yes, we have it ready to go. What we'll do is we'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll go right into the halftime segment with Don Rebel and his staff. The score, Central Valley 35, Newcastle nothing. Now this 2-minute timeout, followed by the segment on Trib Live here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
When you're a superhero, you got big responsibilities. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. The Aquamen and Aquawomen of the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority really do look after the needs of the community, just like real superheroes. The service we provide really is super, and the dedication of our workers can only be described as heroic. We just don't always wear spandex suits and capes. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, and I'll keep the water on for you. Click bfwater.net.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbett.
What we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court, most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial. And we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage door sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200, and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200, or find them online at electricgarageDoorSales.com.
Week 4 edition of the Halftime Show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Dawn Rebel, Chris Harlan. Our little get-together sponsored by SC Tire and Export Tire, your local tire experts. They work hard to earn your business. They have your size tire in stock installed today. All the best brands at the best tire prices. SC Tire, Route 51, Bell Vernon, Export Tire, Old William Penn Highway and Export. Check out their Google reviews if you're shopping for tires online. Well, every week we get together with Chris, and he offers his expertise on certain particular subjects. So this time we would get his expertise on the subject of Chris Harlan. This is let us begin with the first ever Chris Harlan press conference.
I'm used to asking questions. I'm not used to answering questions.
He's a nervous Nelly. All right, first question for Chris Harlan. Let's get a little check on your background. You don't have to go into full detail, but how did you get started in the business, and how did this business lead you to the Trib Live High School Sports Network?
Growing up in Newcastle, I was always a sports fan. I went to Slippery Rock University, was editor of their college paper up there, The Rocket. Shout out to all the people working at The Rocket still today. And after college, went to Beaver County Times and worked there for about 9 years, I'd say, and then came down to the Trib. And all the way, I covered a lot of stuff over the years, enjoyed it, and I can't complain. I like it. Now I've been to the Trib, I think 11 years now, 12 years. So wow. It's been fun.
All right. So we get the background out of the way. Let's start.
That wasn't too painful.
Yeah. See, 6A. We've talked about it between the two of us, on the air, off the air. 6A football. Oof. With the fact that realignment's coming for over the next 2 years, and there's probably not going to be a whole lot of help moving up, and there could be some teams moving down. Can 6A football and the WPIL be fixed?
I think the big question is how many schools are even going to have next time? I mean, what are we at 8 right now? I mean, that could go to 7. It could go to 6. As more and more schools get bigger on the east, the numbers here end up dropping. I think that they should do something where they combine 5 and 6. I do think that's the only real solution because there's a lot of teams in there, especially the small 6As and the big 5As. There's not a big difference between them. I understand some of them don't want to play Central Catholic or play North Allegheny,
Right.
but I mean, look at Pine Richland. They're a 5A school now. They were a 6A school for a number of years here. I think the only option really is to somehow come up with a combined 6A, 5A, and then come up with a way to send separate teams to the state playoffs, a 6A qualifier and a 5A qualifier.
We're going to be, come next week, everything will be conference play. 10 of the 17 conferences began last week in WPIL football. Now we're starting to talk about games being canceled again, and a handful of games canceled for this upcoming weekend. Do you feel now that it's probably inevitable that come playoff time, there's going to be some games that are affected by the ongoing pandemic?
It sure looks like it. I was a little more optimistic a couple weeks ago because it was few and far between the cancellations. But as you see now, we're getting into more conference play. You're seeing more and more games get canceled, and at this point, there's no way to make those games up. So if they've said they're going to declare them no contests if it's caused by COVID cases, and team doesn't have enough people to play. So yeah, I think you're going to have some troubles down the road, and it may be like last year where they end up having to have the football committee make the decision on who's in and who's not.
Yeah. All right, halfway through, the Chris Harlan press conference will continue, and the halftime show continues on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Need new tires in a hurry? SE Tire has your size tire in stock. Install today. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at SE Tire. We do tires and we do them right. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at Export Tire. We do tires and we do them right. If it has wheels, we have the tires. Export Tire, your commercial tire headquarters.
Halftime show continues on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We're with Chris Harlan. It is the first ever Chris Harlan press conference. Chris, favorite high school sport to cover?
Oh, I think it's football. I like football. I like the state basketball tournament the best. If you're talking about just the tournament and the thing, I think the basketball tournament is probably the most fun to cover. Just general sport, I think football is the most. Where it's once a week, you get a nice build up to every game. Kind of the way the NFL is too. You get that whole week of build. So I think football, no doubt. But baseball is nice weather.
Indeed. Well, later in the season.
Sometimes.
All right, Mount Rushmore. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of WPIL football coaches?
Oh, football coaches. Current, all time, we're saying?
All time.
All time. I think you got to talk about Jim Render has to be on that list. He's got to be there. Other guys like Jack McCurry, I think you got to consider. Having a shout out to my alma mater, Phil Breidenbach, is a name from the past.
Sure.
I don't know. I think that's a tough one. For me.
Well, you gave me three. You just need to give me one more.
I don't know, because there's two guys right now who I think should be on there are Bill Chirpak and Bob Palco, two active guys right now who I think when all is said and done, those guys definitely should be on that list.
All right, Mount Rushmore of, we'll make this a little easier, WPL football players that you have seen.
Oh, that I've seen. Okay. Well, we got to put Terrell Pryor and Darrell Rivas on that list. Those two guys, I saw them tremendous. Darrell, my favorite story about him was like he was a sophomore, and I ran into him and I asked him how to spell his name because we kept spelling his name wrong. 2 R's, 1 L, 2 L's, 1 R. And I said, how do you spell your name? And he said, it doesn't matter. He was a sophomore. But now everybody knows how to spell his name. So I always enjoy that he went on to be one of the most recognizable names. 2 more. How about recently? I might put Phil Dracovic on that list. He was really good at Pine Richland, just what he was able to do at the highest level as a quarterback. And one more. Oh, man. One more. Any suggestions from you, Don, for that 4th spot?
LeVar?
He was before my time.
Breston?
Rustin could be on there. He was at the very early stages.
Buzz
But
Lusney?
let's put Buzz Lusney. I can't go wrong with Buzz Lusney. He was just playing both sides of the ball at Hopewell. Buzz Lusney's on there for me.
Best football team that you ever saw?
Oh. I think some of these Pine Richland teams were good. Some of those Aliquippa teams, I think like the Revis Aliquippa team might have been really good for what they were able to do. Again, one of those Buzz Lusney Hopewell teams. That's hard to say. That's hard. I'm throwing a few in the hat and you can pull a name out.
My pat answer to that is the 04 Central Catholic team. They were absolutely dominant, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Finally, last question. Best game that you ever covered?
Oh, best game. Oh. I would probably say it might be the championship game in terms of just excitement was maybe the Russell Shell, Mike Caputo championship game at Heinz Field when those two guys were the stars all year and they just went back and forth scoring touchdowns all night. I mean, that's one of the few games in my mind where there was so much hype and so much buildup and it lived up to the hype. Rarely do you see that. So that might be top on my list.
And with that, we wrap up the first ever Chris Harlan press conference. See, it wasn't as painful as you thought it was going to be. The press conference has been sponsored by SC Tire and Export Tire, your local tire experts. They have your size tire in stock installed today. Check out their Google reviews if you're shopping online. For Chris Harlan, I'm Don Rebel. Enjoy the second half of the game. You are checking out on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Returning to Sarge Elbert Stadium and our halftime show winding down, and had a chance to enjoy the bands for Newcastle and Central Valley. And I'll tell you, Central Valley really marched a lot in that second quarter. 5 times into the end zone, 4 touchdown passes, and a Landon Alexander run mixed in between. And there is your 35-0 score. Let's look at the Fry Transportation scoreboard. At the half, I believe it's gone to half now. Blackhawk leading Ambridge. It is a halftime score, 14-6 to Cougars at the break. Beaver Falls was leading Elwood City 43-0. So it looks like the Fighting Tigers will get their first W of the year. We got a good one at Oak Hill. Mohawk and New Brighton even at 14 at the half. Nothing yet from Freedom and Neshannock. That's a big game in the MAC. Laurel all over Riverside, 28-0. Aliquippa was on top, 33-0 over Quaker Valley. Short Tears Valley, 49-0, leading Hopewell. Avonworth was on top of Southside, 6-0, and Moon was leading Fox Chapel, 14-7. Now, no football tonight at Rochester, and you just heard Don Rebel and Chris Harlan, and Don, of course, knows so much. Don and I were going back and forth, but it does go down as a forfeit. Don Rebel has confirmed that it is a forfeit, and it's a 1-0 final. So listen to his show tonight just to make sure, but he did confirm. I asked him if it was 1-0, and he said yes. So apparently Rochester wins 1-0. The good news, well, the very good news is that Rochester gets the W after their loss last week. The not so good news, well, I guess if there's any not so good news, is that could be a factor in tiebreaker points. I don't know if we need to worry about that yet, but apparently they're only going to get 1 point for that win if it comes down to that, but still a victory for the Rochester Rams. We understand that Parker Lyons, their fine junior quarterback, though, is apparently out for the season. So J.D. Azalea, who was injured himself, but he was going to go tonight, but there's no football because of the COVID situation. Jim Equals, Rochester gets a W because they didn't have to take a snap tonight. COVID still a factor even a year after. Well, I tell you, we've had about as many issues with COVID this year as maybe last year. The only difference is at least we get to see full stadiums.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I think if you're Rochester, I'm sure they're happy to get the victory, but I'm sure they were itching to get onto the field after last week's game. I'm sure, when you come off of a loss, especially a tough loss like that, they were the number one team in the state, getting shut out. I'm sure they wanted to get on the field tonight and really and play some football, but Coach Matzook will take that victory and try to turn that effort into something next week.
All right, the only game tomorrow in high school football, Beaver hosting St. LaSalle in a non-conference game. It's homecoming for the Bobcats. It's a 1:30 kickoff, 1 p.m. airtime with Mike Azadian and Jason Colangelo, who have the WNBA game tonight. Blackhawk leading Ambridge at the half, 14-6. Jason will join me tomorrow night in West Virginia, Geneva at Bethany. Airtime at 6:30, 7 o'clock kickoff as Geneva goes for its second straight win and trying to get over the 500 mark in the President's Athletic Conference. If you're Joe Coward and Newcastle, what do you take? I mean, I know you say, hey, we got 24 minutes, we can catch up. But really, realistically, what would you say he's telling his team at this point? Jim, I would say just play good football. Take some momentum into the conference opener next week because in all reality, it's going to be very, very difficult for Newcastle to make up this kind of a deficit.
Yeah, I'm sure he and his coaching staff are just as overwhelmed as his team is. They played that first quarter almost perfectly, really dominated the game into the second quarter. The mistakes killed them. Then all of a sudden, boom, Central Valley just scored big plays and overwhelmed them. I'm sure as a coach you get overwhelmed too. So yeah, I think like you say, you go into the locker room, you regroup. I'm sure in the back of his mind he knows, look, they're not scoring 35 points and a half against Quaker Valley with a running clock. But I think he's going to, he's going to just tell his team, look, let's try to keep healthy. Let's play our best for the second half. Get healthy and start conference play next week.
Thompson and Bible, both with 2 touchdown receptions. And Alexander scored the other touchdown on a 31-yard run. At Central Valley, being that they deferred at the outset, will get the football first to start the second half, and we will have a running clock for the most part because it is a 35-0 spread.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Coward as well at Newcastle is dreading that too, putting the ball back into Central Valley's into the hands of Central Valley's offense because I'm sure Coach Lyons is going to keep his starters in there at least for the start of the third quarter. And again, but the most impressive thing, Antoine Johnson coming off the bench in the second quarter, 4 of 4, 108 yards, 4 touchdown passes. No incompletions, every completion went for a touchdown. That's an impressive line.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until you did your note checking at the half. 4 completions, 4 touchdowns. Well, Antoine Johnson, and it's a long season. And Matt Merritt probably still working his way back in after suffering that early season ankle injury, and he's going to get his opportunities as well. But Antoine Johnson just
sparked the offense.
He just yielded the moment and said, okay.
And when you look at Matt Merritt, let's not feel sorry for him. He's one of the best linebackers in the state.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a Division I linebacker, so again, it's not like he's going to sit on the bench.
Javen Thompson on the short kickoff gets it out to near the 37-yard line. Central Valley will be heading toward the south end zone from our vantage point as we are underway in the third period. 35-0 Central Valley, looking for its 17th consecutive victory.
Yeah, I'm always curious how coaches handle things. You have the 35-point lead. You want to stay healthy. You want to keep your players healthy. So be curious whether they're just going to start running the football a little bit, or whether they're still going to open things up.
Central Valley has scored on its last 5 possessions. This time the baby pitch to the left side, and that's Alexander, and he explodes. He's at midfield, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Did he get in? Yes, apparently. Unless he stepped out of bounds, but apparently not. And Landon Alexander, who had, 99 yards at the half.
Yes.
And he just takes it 63 to the house to make it 41-0.
Yes, well, we were curious what Central Valley would do. Just a simple pitch to the left, and Landon Alexander went 63 yards. So again, even the simplest of plays, Central Valley is turning into a big splash play.
Well, probably the most difficult assignment the rest of the night will be choosing a CCBC player of the game for the Warriors. The kick by DeSantis is good. He's 6 for 6. And speaking of 6 straight scores for Central Valley. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Central Valley 42, Newcastle nothing on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Well, Jim Equals, Landon Alexander, the last 20 yards, I don't know if maybe a couple of the Red Hurricane thought that he stepped out because there was no effort to bring him down. And he did not step out of bounds, at least according to the officials. Now, Central Valley, the ball got loose, but apparently it was whistled dead, and Newcastle will start from its own 28-yard line.
Yeah, with Newcastle on the play, it wasn't like the defenders were putting him on the play. It seemed like they were definitely kind of pulling up a little, like you say, like they think he might have gone out of bounds, like they were just kind of pulling up on the play and getting ready for the next play. But no, I guess it goes back. You play to hear the whistle.
We're not even a minute into the third quarter, and the clock is running because of the mercy roll. This could be a very fast second half, and if it is, and depending on what's happening on WNBA, it could be bonus action. This time, though, a big explosive run, and that's the best Newcastle play in quite a while. And running with the football and getting the first down is Malik Jefferson, the sophomore. He takes it out to the 43.
Yeah, big hole up the middle, and but a big hit by Bryce Wilson. I don't know if you heard the crowd wow at the end of that play, and Bryce Wilson laid a big hit on him, but not after a big gain of over 15 yards.
15-yard pickup by Jefferson. Newcastle moving from right to left, down by 42. And the handoff, they'll go to Jefferson again, and he clips off some good yardage near midfield. We'll give him a gain of 7, second down and 3. Alexander flushed them out of bounds, but not before Jefferson picks up 7.
And this is kind of what we saw from Newcastle early in the first quarter. They were just running their offense and really having a lot of success against the starters of Central Valley. And so again, maybe that's what Coach Coward is doing right now, is just let's just run our offense and again keep our composure.
9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. In the gun goes Hood. And the give, and it's Jefferson. He bounced off one tackler, got to the stick. Looks like he got enough for the first down at the 47 of the Valley.
Yeah, he broke the initial contact, made a spin move, and really picked up the first down. So yeah, found some space and picked up that first down. Great second effort.
First out for Newcastle, I think since the first quarter.
Yeah, I want to check, but yeah, I would agree. They haven't had one in quite some time.
Inside of 9 minutes to go in the third period. Newcastle will send a receiver right in Austin Kelly and a receiver left as well. And the give, and it goes to Jefferson, and he gets nothing there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We'll see how Mark Lyons plays it. He still has most of his frontline players in there, but I would imagine that they might get some time off. Well, the clock is stopped because we have an injury, and that's one of the few times they'll stop the clock when the mercy rule is in effect. We'll take a minute break here from Sarge Albert Stadium. It's all Central Valley, 42-0 Warriors leading Newcastle on Beaver County Radio.
In sports broadcasts, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set your high school student for life. This is Laura Delvecchio, the Assistant Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with more great news. There is still availability for this school year in some of our top-earning career training programs like masonry, machine tool technology, collision repair, and greenhouse and landscaping. But you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry! Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
And we return to action on 2nd down. Hood calls his own number, and he's got the first down. He picks up 13. And the injured player, Cam Holmes, hobbling off of the field. And Newcastle has picked up consecutive first downs. If you're Joe Coward and the Red Hurricane, you at least want to get on the scoreboard. Take something positive out of this when you go into your conference schedule next week, and they will be playing Montour, and that won't be an easy one.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good
high snap in the gun, and Hood is able to make something out of seemingly nothing. He gets about 3 to the 32.
Yeah, if you're Newcastle, you got to be happy to at least, these are Central Valley starters still in the game, and they are moving the football once again. They've kind of regained their composure. That they could have been shell-shocked, obviously, after the second half, or the second quarter. Then to come out Central Valley on the first play of the second half and go 63 yards in one play, that could really put them on their heels. So I give them a lot of credit just coming out, kind of regrouping, and just getting a nice drive going against Central Valley's starting defense.
2nd down and 6. 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Newcastle football at the Central Valley 31, and now a marker comes in, or is it a timeout? No, delay of game. That's a second delay of game against Newcastle tonight. But really, the issue, the early fumbles. They have coughed it up 3 times tonight, plus an interception, and Central Valley is too good of a football team to not take advantage of them. The first couple, no problem. But after that, they started going to work and dominating this game. And now we have another 5-yarder, illegal procedure against the Red Hurricane. And they're just in disarray right now, Jim. After a nice drive, you get a delay of game and a 5-yard penalty for procedure. Those are nagging penalties that can give head coaches a lot of headaches.
Yeah, and this was really the problem in the first half. They were really getting some nice drives going, especially the first drive of the game had the fumble. But just a lot of these mental errors have really come back to haunt Newcastle.
Hood will keep it. Hood will get about 3, down to about the 38-yard line. Still brings up 3rd down and long.
Hood.
They're going to need about 13. Obviously, they're in 2-down or 4-down territory. They have 2 downs to muster those 13 yards.
Yeah, absolutely there. I'm sure we know with a score like this, when it's 4th down, no matter where they're on the field, they're most likely just going to go for it.
Hood in the gun. He has 2 receivers right, 1 left. And he's back to throw, and he's in some trouble. Out of the pocket, now off the back foot into the end zone, and it's going to be picked off by Alexander at the 5-yard line. The 5th turnover of the game for Newcastle, and they had a nice little drive going, but on 4th down and a bundle, or 3rd down and a bundle, Chris Hood throws it to the wrong colored jersey, and it's another turnover. A handful of them now for the Red Hurricane.
Yeah, that picture-perfect play by Landon Alexander. Your coaches tell you, get that ball at the high point, and again, he just out-jumped the defender, pulled the ball down, got it at the highest point. Just a great play, saw it coming in. But again, double coverage, and but great defense. And Chris Hood had nowhere to go. He was rolling to his left, kind of threw up a prayer.
Now out of the gun, and it's Johnson handing the ball off to and Brett Fitzsimmons, the younger brother of Sean Fitzsimmons. Their brother Reed was a standout a couple seasons ago.
8 of 9.
Yeah, that family, they brought some really good football players.
Good family, too. I had a chance to talk to Sean Fitzsimmons' dad, I believe 2 years ago at the state final, and you could see that they had a good upbringing. And this time on 2nd down, it's Fitzsimmons again, and he'll get to about the 15, and that'll be good enough for a Central Valley 1st down, coming down on 4 minutes to go on a running clock with the mercy rule in effect.
Yeah, this has really been an impressive performance by Central Valley tonight, and senior night for the players and cheerleaders and band members. So it's been a good night, good crowd.
And the direct snap, and it's going to take the ball out to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons is racking up some yardage as well. He's having a nice game.
And was that Brett Fitzsimmons on the call?
Yes.
Okay, he's a junior. You know he'll anchor the running game next year after Landon Alexander picks up his diploma. Wow, what a year it was for Central Valley. In just a couple months, they win a state championship, and one of their proudest sons wins a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay and Jordan Whitehead.
Yeah.
This time the handoff, and it's going to go out to near the 30, and that'll be good enough for another 1st down. And Fitzsimmons is getting a lot of work in this 3rd quarter.
You talked about Jordan Whitehead, and we covered him from the time he was a freshman on. And what a great kid he was, and he's turned into a great adult. Well, had a nice career at Pitt, and he's doing some great things down at Tampa.
Sure is.
Yeah, my wife and I have a home down there, a second home down there. He's very popular down there with a lot of the fans down there. Not quite as popular as Mr. Brady, but
Well, he might be more popular outside of Tampa Bay than Brady, though.
In Pittsburgh, I'm sure Jordan's a little more popular.
And he'll run up the middle for a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Central Valley. 2:15 left in the 3rd quarter.
Gain of 4.
Last score we had on WNBA from the Fry Transportation Desk, 21-6 Blackhawk after spotting Ambridge a 6-0 lead.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, nice to see the Cougars turn things around and get its offense going.
This time on the end around to the weak side, and not a lot of room there, and maybe a yard at best. Oh my goodness, and a flag comes in, and that's going to cost Newcastle. After the run by De Niro Simpson, the junior.
A lot of frustration from Newcastle, and a second flag just came out. One of the Newcastle players was chirping at the officials, so it's going to get probably another 30 yards onto Central Valley's yardage.
Well, really, it's up to the coaching staff, led by Joe Coward, to try to keep some semblance of order.
Yeah.
Because, I agree. It's frustrating. This team played darn good football for the first period, And after that, it was big play after big play, turnovers, big throws by Antoine Johnson, and Newcastle was just shocked. I mean, 35 points in the second quarter, and they just took them out of their game altogether. Now we'll get the official call on the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Newcastle. And a personal foul against Newcastle. You're right on both accounts, Jim. That's going to cost Newcastle 30 yards.
Yeah, Newcastle, when you look at that second quarter, it was demoralizing. Like you say, it wasn't like Central Valley was churning up yards and running clock. They were having, 1 and 2 play drives, big splash plays into the end zone. So that's got to be, the way Newcastle was playing in the first quarter and really dominating the game, and all of a sudden second quarter, Central Valley's hitting big play after big play. That's got to be frustrating, and obviously now they're just, again, the frustration is boiling over a little bit for Newcastle.
Well, they marked off 16. I know it's tough when you mark off 30 yards. And this will take the football all the way down to the Newcastle 31-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct and personal foul. Moves the ball down to the Newcastle.
It's pretty good. You don't need to snap the football and you get 30 yards.
Right. Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting on the Newcastle sideline. Coach Coward's got to really, make sure his players stay under control and not do something stupid or not do something that's going to get anybody hurt.
Well, Alexander's out of the lineup, and I believe Johnson, is still in the game. And this time the handoff will go to Fitzsimmons. He'll pick up about 4 before he's brought down by Marcus Evans of the Red Hurricane.
Naeem Rogers.
Yeah, and he's Brett Fitzsimmons is getting a lot of carries tonight here in the second half once his game's turned to a blowout. Although he plays a lot even when the game is close. He's just getting a few more times to carry the football. Usually that goes to Landon Alexander. So.
Pick up with 5. Second and 5.
Johnson in the gun. They'll go to the handoff again, and it goes to Simpson, and he'll get about 3 down to the 27.
Kyle Shad.
Or is that Shad with the carry?
Yeah, I think that's who it was. So, I think that was 20 instead of 21.
Yeah, well, 21's De Niro Simpson.
Okay.
Ball on the 27-yard line. They're down 1.
Maybe it did go to number 20. That would be Kyle Shad. Nonetheless, Central Valley is just letting the clock run down, and they can't let the clock run out. The play clock pretty much matches the game clock. And that's going to do it for 3. Fast-moving third quarter. That's what happens when you have the mercy roll. Central Valley was able to fit in a touchdown, and it was a 63-yard run by Landon Alexander, his second score of the night. We go to the fourth. Central Valley, no fear. They're headed for their 17th in a row without a loss. It's 42-0 after 3 on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
Did you ever think you would see a day when no one showed up for big city holiday parades or pro sporting events? This is Renee from Laughlin Insurance Agency in Rochester. If nothing else, this past year has taught us that things we never considered possible can happen, and that no one can predict the future. At the Laughlin Agency, your Penn National Insurance provider, we give you the ability to protect against loss during unexpected times. Visit LaughlinINSAgency.com or call us at 724-774-1230.
There's something for everybody this semester at CCBC. Whether you're leveling up a career or launching a new life, CCBC has got you covered. In fact, CCBC is straight to you. Your local library is now a CCBC classroom. Build career skills and earn college credit right in your backyard. Check out credit and non-credit classes starting in the near future. Click ccbc.edu/fall for more information. Right place, right time. CCBC is right where you need them.
See if he has a Freedom School. And we're back, ready to start the fourth quarter by Barrickman, Jim Equals, Curtis Walsh manning the controls here on Facebook Live and Beaver County Radio, and the cameraman tonight, Gavin Reese. And Gavin, I'm going to mention that in a moment. This time the pitch out, and it's going to go to Shad again. Gavin, he liked Newcastle's chances coming in, and for a quarter, Gavin looked like the brain trust of this bunch. But then big play after big play, and I don't think he forecasted all these turnovers either, and the game started to go Central Valley's way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the turnovers, they're going to do it every time, no matter how good a team is, how well they're playing. Yeah, you're going to turn the ball over. Newcastle was playing very well in the first quarter. Big turnovers killed it.
And this time it's Chad again, gets to the 20. Central Valley has not thrown the ball in the second half, nor have they had to. They're just eating up clock.
Second down, 6.
And really the key now is, can they preserve the shutout? Yeah. They'll have to do it with their second line defensive players.
Yeah, I'm sure at this point they're going to, Coach Lyon is going to bring in his second team defense for the fourth quarter, the big lead. I see a couple of people on the sidelines warming up, so I'm sure we're going to see the offense change as well.
Johnson rolling right. He has a wide open field if he wants to take advantage of it. He's at the 10, down to the 7. And that's a first down and goal.
Tackle by...
Yeah, so Johnson thought about throwing that football too. He almost picked up his 5th touchdown pass as the receiver was open, but he thought better of it and pulled the ball down and took off for a 13-yard gain.
And it looks like we have a new quarterback coming in, Stephen Rutherford, a freshman.
Yeah, I think Coach Lyons is probably saying, you know what, we have a 42-point lead. Let's not get our quarterback hurt at this point.
I know. I was just thinking, when was he going to pull Johnson? But he's fine. What a night he has had after relieving Merritt. And this time on first down, they get inside the 5, a pickup of 2 down on the 4.
Number 29, Brandon Singleton.
And Brandon Singleton, another freshman.
16.
Well, we're getting a glimpse of the future of Central Valley.
Yeah, that's for sure. They always have talent coming up through the pipeline.
And this time, maybe another yard down near the 3. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 2. Clock moving, 9:15 to go. Bruce Fry and Walter Equals will be your host for the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up till 11. And then Dawn Rebel and his staff take over from there from 11 to midnight. And the give and a touchdown.
Number 25, Mason Dixon.
And the touchdown run by Mason Dixon. The Mason Dixon line. The freshman takes it into the house for 2 yards and another touchdown, and it's 48-0.
That's the name of the year. How did we miss that when I was looking through the?
I don't know.
Pick up on the unusual names. I just went right past that. But
I have no proof that he was named after the Mason-Dixon line, but I'll tell you, it catches on. He went behind the line and he got to the line, and the kick is good. We'll take a minute timeout. We're inside of 9 minutes to go. And it's 49-0 Central Valley. Who would have thunk it after a period? But that's where we stand. And we're back in a minute on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Well, probably the most unassuming 95-yard drive you're going to see. Jim Equals noted no passing, and in all fairness, 30 yards on penalties, back-to-back penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct and a personal foul. This time getting free on the run and taking it to the 40, the 50, and still on his feet, still refusing to go down, and taking it 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. This is a run for the ages. It's coming late, but they get a touchdown on the return. The touchdown is good, and taking it to the house for Newcastle was Kayvon Gardner, the freshman. Kayvon Gardner takes it to the house, I believe an 80-yard run, and Newcastle is on the board.
Wow, that was quite the run. He was refusing to go down. Again, players were dragging him. He would not go down, reversed his field, found some open space, but really just a great individual effort. But you look at that Central Valley sideline for having a 42-point lead. They are unhappy. The coaching staff is not pleased whatsoever.
Well, the shutout is gone. The defense has pitched a shutout, but special teams, and even though, a part of me says that it's too bad that the shutout's gone, really, for what Newcastle's had to go through tonight, I'm actually happy for the young man. That's Gardner. He ran his behind off on that kickoff, and he deserved it.
Yeah, he really did some great things there. And again, broke a lot of tackles, and it wasn't like he caught the ball and then found a seam and took off. He broke some tackles. He had to reverse field. He had to outrun the defenders, so he really did a tremendous individual effort.
We'll take a 30-second break. Central Valley 49, Newcastle 7, here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
When it comes to an emergency, seconds can make a difference between life and death. Medic Rescue has been serving the citizens of Beaver County by providing the best ambulance service. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Their trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Don't just ask for an ambulance, ask for Medic Rescue.
Just past the top of the hour on 1230 WBVP, Beaver Falls, Potter Township, 99.3 FM, and they'll call for the fair catch. Short kickoff, of course, and they call for a fair catch at the 38-yard line, and Central Valley will take over from there. And Kayvon Gardner, 80-yard run for the score. Is that about the yardage you had?
Yes, yep. 80. He pulled it right about the 20-yard line.
Okay. So the game of the night going on right now is at Oak Hill Field. Mohawk was leading New Brighton 21-20 in the third quarter. That's probably gone fourth now, and we'll try to get you an update on that one. And Central Valley now with second-line players, and they'll lose a couple of yards.
Number 26, Chris Bullock, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Central Valley's just at this point going to empty its bench and really just get a lot of players, little much-needed action. Although you think about what they did last year and all the Mercy Rule games, a lot of these guys got to play last year. That was really valuable as well. So you get games like this, and really when you think about it for the future, it really bodes well for the future for a team like Central Valley.
So the Warriors have the ball at the 38, second down and 11 after the loss of 1. And now rolling left, and now just like a pitch, a pooch pass, and it goes into the arms of Central Valley's Keegan Adamson.
Yeah, just a little shovel pass. He started off to his left like he was going to run around the left end, and he just did a little shovel pass forward.
So we'll keep you up to date. The only score we're having trouble getting right now, Freedom and the Shannick, but that one will come in. 6:47 to go. And this time a run of about a yard.
Tackled by the interior of the red
The quarterback
Hurricanes
now, Stephen Rutherford, who got the final few yards of that last drive that ended up on a 2-yard run by Mason Dixon, the freshman. But then the 80-yard kickoff return by Kayvon Gardner finally gets Newcastle on the board, and Central Valley gets a sideline warning from the official. Now the clock should be churning. 6:37, we've had the Mercy Rule clock the entire second half.
Yeah, Central Valley really, they, again, came out first play of the second half, and Landon Alexander goes 63 yards, really picking up where the Warriors left off at halftime. And then now they've just kind of been on cruise control ever since, just running plays and nice 95-yard drive on its last possession, and just taking its time right now.
The way that Newcastle looked in that first quarter on offense, I would have never thought that we would be at the midway point of the fourth quarter and they're still looking for their first offensive score.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, Newcastle so good in the first quarter. I mean, they were the better team in that first quarter. They played better. They were playing offensively and defensively, moving the football. They were stopping Central Valley. And then, again, second quarter, the quarterback changed by the Warriors. Antoine Johnson comes in. Change the whole complexion of the game.
Well, we have a delay of game penalty against Central Valley, and we just got an update after 3. Joe Ursita, he's helping us at the Fry Transportation Update Desk, the former football coach at New Brighton and former longtime athletic director who's still lending a helping hand, and he tells us that Mohawk has taken a 28-20 lead after 3 at Oak Hill. That's where I know I'll be next week as Beaver Falls comes into town for the Little Brown Jug battle.
One of the best traditions, too, in Beaver County is that the New Brighton Beaver Falls game for the Little Brown Jug.
Boy, what a time-honored tradition.
It really is.
And this time a short kick, and it's picked up at midfield and taking it down to the 43-yard line for Newcastle, and that was Kyrell Harris, a freshman. So Joe Cowart, the 10-year head coach of the Red Hurricane, getting a look at some of his young players. And, of course, Central Valley has entered second-line players. So the first-team defense can say, hey, they didn't give up a point tonight, but Newcastle would still like to get an offensive touchdown. Their only one came on the special teams, 80-yard KO return by Gardner.
Yeah, there's times like this where the guys that are getting into the game now, they're getting challenged by the older kids and the older players, just saying, hey, keep them out of the end zone, keep the shutout going. Like you say, the touchdowns. The touchdown that Newcastle scored was a special teams touchdown. So the defense has pitched a shutout so far, and these young guys want to see if they can keep it going.
Newcastle calls a timeout. We have a new Hurricane quarterback Dwayne Shannonhouse. We'll take a 30-second timeout, 5.5 minutes to go. Central Valley on a roll, 49-7. We'll be back on Beaver County Radio.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality health care. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
And Newcastle now the pitch, and it goes to Gardner, who went on that 80-yard run, and he gets a first down as he is hauled out of bounds at about the 31.
Kayvon Gardner.
Oh, they might have say he stepped out before he got to the lead stick.
Taken out of bounds by De Niro Simpson.
So it will be second down and a yard with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Kayvon Gardner, he's going to be a good player for Newcastle in the future. Just a freshman. Had the early nice return. And again, showed some nice things on that carry right there.
We'll have our Electric Garage Door Sales post-game show. We'll recap the scoring in this one. We have at least 56 points to introduce to you again. Look out, there's a fumble, and Central Valley's got it, and they're taking off for the house, and that will be De Niro Simpson, I believe, with the recovery and the touchdown.
Yeah,
De Niro Simpson goes whereabouts of 65 yards for the score, and it's 55-7.
Yeah, he just ripped the ball from the ball carrier's hand. The ball carrier, who had the ball, he was fighting for more yards. Simpson just ripped the ball from his hands. He was gone, off to the races.
4:21 to go. Just when you thought Central Valley scoring would come to an end, De Niro Simpson goes 65, and they add on. It's 55-7. And we have an injured Hurricane near the goal line, so that will stop action here. Let's take a minute timeout. 4:21 to go. It's Central Valley awaiting the extra point, leading Newcastle 55-7. We'll continue our coverage from Sarge Albert Stadium on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
I just love my Tyler Mountain Waterman.
That's something I hear all the time. This is Stefan Sasek from Tri-State Waters. I'm the guy that is out and about delivering that Tyler Mountain 100% natural spring water. I'm everywhere from New Brighton to Old Economy. Tri-State Waters delivers, and I'm the one driving the truck. From Beaver to Raccoon Township, I'm the waterman they love and the waterman that delivers. We even go to Poland, well, Ohio that is. If you need home or office delivery, call today and ask for Stefan, 724-774-4644.
Dwayne Shannonhouse hobbling, but he gets up and trots off the field. And I believe we have a new kicker coming in for Central Valley, and the same result.
Wow, that was a nice kick, too, for the backup kicker. I'll tell you what. But De Niro Simpson, he showed a lot of speed, too. I mean, obviously, coming in as a reserve player, but nice play ripping the ball loose. But I tell you what, once he got in the open field, he was flying.
56-7, Central Valley with 4:21 to go. Why don't we take a 30-second timeout here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
There's something for everybody this semester at CCBC. Whether you're leveling up a career or launching a new life, CCBC has got you covered. In fact, CCBC is straight to you. Your local library is now a CCBC classroom. Build career skills and earn college credit right in your backyard. Check out credit and non-credit classes starting in the near future. Click ccbc.edu/fall for more information. Right place, right time. CCBC is right where you need them this fall.
Well, Jim Equals gives us our first final that occurred on the field tonight. Laurel shuts out Riverside 48-0. The Spartans, right now the table setter in this conference. But Mohawk, though, they were up 28-20 coming off a big win over Neshannock last week. The Lions are going to try to catch them at Oak Hill tonight. We'll see New Brighton and Beaver Falls next week. Beaver Falls on its way to its first victory, and this one has boomed into the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, really impressive depth at kicker for Central Valley. And again, historically they've always had good kickers, and the years covering them, it always seems like that. When they trot out, some years they'll have just trot out a different kicker for each touchdown. So they've got a lot of depth. They have some great soccer programs here. Always good kicker here at Central Valley.
Boy, DeSantis does have a leg on him.
He does.
The game that was not played tonight, but a final was in. Rochester wins 1-0, a forfeit due to COVID restrictions for Burgettstown. So the Rams do get a win in the Big 7. But there was no football tonight at Rochester Stadium. 4 minutes to go. Central Valley leading by 7 touchdowns. And now a timeout, and you have to wonder why.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I think Central Valley called it. Maybe they want to get their, some of the backups. Maybe they didn't know where to be or how to line up. I see a lot of coaches out there coaching, guys, working with them a little bit. So I think maybe there were a lot of the guys out there just weren't sure, if they were in the right spot or not.
All right, so our finals that we have: Laurel 48, Riverside 0, Rochester 1, Burgettstown 0 due to the forfeit. Those scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Aliquippa was doing a number on Quaker Valley. That game could have gone final. Short Tears Valley all over Hopewell. Couple close ones, though. So Beaver Falls was winning big over Elwood. Beaver Falls is going to get their first win of the year.
Chartiers Valley went to a final 49-7.
Number 14.
And it's been a tough year for Matt Weiss and the Hopewell Vikings. And a run, 3:30 to go. Second down and 10, no game. Ball was at the Newcastle 20.
Yeah, this has really been an interesting night for Central Valley. Like you said, when at the end of the first quarter, who'd have thought we'd be where we are right now? Because Newcastle was dominating this football game.
And a new quarterback in for Newcastle, and the pitch goes wide, and they get about a yard. Kyrell Harris, the freshman, now in at QB. And Central Valley has scored all of these points in 3 quarters. They were shut out in the first, but they put 56 on the board since.
And it's really amazing the number of, in the second quarter, a 2-play drive, a 3-play drive, a 1-play drive, a 1-play drive, a 4-play drive, and then to start the second half, another 1-play drive. So just doing it quickly.
And we have a whistle. Well, Central Valley may not be quite as explosive as a year ago, but somebody's going to have to play very well to beat them.
Absolutely. I agree completely. They are a very good football team. And I agree. They're not the team they were last year, but they are still good enough to win it.
And the handoff goes for about 4 up the middle.
We have a final out of Moon. The Tigers 42-28. They are victors.
So Moon stays unbeaten. They'll stay the number 1 ranked team at 5A.
Yeah, that's really impressive what's going on at Moon too. We talk about some of these teams that have these spread offenses and can score anywhere and explosive offenses. Moon grinds it out.
And it's refreshing. I thought about that. I mean, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, when you start seeing more imaginative offenses in the spread as a punt is going to be controlled, and at the 47, Central Valley in Newcastle territory. But now, here we are, and it's kind of refreshing to see a team that 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of offense. Now, maybe that's not going to win you a title, but it can. I mean, if they get behind, you'd like to believe that, hey, maybe they're not a good come from behind team, but if they stay out in front, wow, they're doing it. They're clicking.
That's going to serve them well late October, early November when it's cold. It's going to be snowy, and again, they're it's going to be awful cold to throw a ball, catch a ball, but hey, you're just going to run that ball down your throat.
And the handoff goes, and we might be down to one more snap before Central Valley tucks away their 17th straight win. They'll start conference play next week right here at Sarge Albert Stadium against Quaker Valley. And the Quakers
have been struggling. Yeah, that could get ugly pretty quick.
We'll have Moon on WNBA next Friday against South Fayette. And just a trap play, 1 yard, and that is going to do it. Anderson was a ball carrier. It didn't start out so well for Central Valley. They were even after a quarter, but they dominate the game in the last 3 periods, and they win handsomely. The final score, Central Valley 56, Newcastle 7. We'll recap it on our Electric Garage Door Sales postgame show coming up next on Beaver County Radio, WBVP 99.3 FM, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team. This is Cindy Haladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. Last year, we loaned out over $8 million to our members for all sorts of reasons. Friendly Federal Credit Union enables local people to do things by working together like a team. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden, Royal-Aquippa. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
He didn't. And it's time for our Electric Garage Door Sales post-game show here from Sarge Albert Stadium in Center Township. The defending state champion Central Valley Warriors, they got a scare in the first quarter. Their offense wasn't clicking as they brought Matt Merritt back after missing a couple games with an ankle injury. Mark Lyons goes to his relief pitcher and Antoine Johnson, and the rest is history. Central Valley rolls to a 56-7 win over Newcastle. It started shortly after Johnson was inserted late in the first quarter, and then he throws a 46-yard pass to Javen Thompson with 10:35 to go in the half, and the extra point by DeSantis makes it 7-0 in favor of Central Valley. Then, turnovers really hurt Newcastle. 5 total on the night. Landon Alexander, who came into the game as the WPIL's leading rusher, had a 31-yard run for a score with 7:11 to go in the half. That made it 14-0. And then Jack Bible, 2 straight touchdowns on one play after turnovers by Newcastle. One a 21-yard catch with just over 4 minutes to go in the half. That made it 21-0. And then Bible again, a 15-yard pass from Johnson, just under 4 minutes to go after a Newcastle fumble. And the kick was good. It was 28-0. And then if that wasn't enough, Thompson catches a 26-yard pass with 55 seconds to go in the second period. They went to the locker room 35-0, and then they turned on the mercy rule clock when the third quarter began. Alexander, 63-yard run for a score, just 36 seconds into the third quarter, and he got the rest of the night pretty much off. You didn't get to see him much of that, or he could have had another 200-yard game. That made it 42-0. And then Mason Dixon, yes, he did it behind the line. He crosses the goal line, and the Mason Dixon line goes in from the 2, just under 9 minutes to go, to cap a 95-yard drive after an Alexander interception. The extra point made it 49-0. But then Gardner, the freshman for Newcastle, returned a kickoff 80 yards for a touchdown. That made it 49-7. And when it appeared that Newcastle might have had a chance for its only offensive score of the night, the ball pops loose, and De Niro Simpson picks it up and goes 65 yards to the end zone with 4:21 to go. Serafino DeSantis has a perfect night. 8 extra points for Serafino. 56-7 final. Central Valley wins its 17th in a row. They haven't lost in the year 2020, and they have not lost yet in the year 2021.
Yeah, they were just really impressive. Early on, they were not, though. At the end of the first quarter, we're thinking this is going to be a ball game, and Newcastle may just play with Central Valley and potentially beat them. But 12 minutes later, it was over. It was the mercy rule. It was time for the mercy rule, and Central Valley had its way.
Sure did, and they put on a clinic after they got cooking. Antoine Johnson inserted late in the first quarter, and he just blows up this Newcastle defense, big play after big play, and the defense did its part as well. They pitched a shutout. The only score for Newcastle, the long kickoff return by Gardner. And we will take this final time out for Electric Garage Door Sales. Robin and her team on Pennsylvania Avenue, Monaca. Why don't you get that new garage door opener from Robin? And we'll open the door one more time as we take this final time out. Central Valley, a 56-7 winner over Newcastle. And you heard it on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports. It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Bob Barrickman here for Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200, or find them online at electricgarageDoorsales.com.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team. This is Cindy Hiladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. Last year, we loaned out over $8 million to our members for all sorts of reasons. Friendly Federal Credit Union enables local people to do things by working together like a team. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden, Wpil, member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life. It's the big game of the week, and you've got the best seat in the house. Play-by-play coverage on Beaver County Radio. Today's game is provided in part by Medic Rescue, Keystone Wellness Programs, click KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, Drug Free Aliquippa, the law firm of Luxembourg, Garrett, Kelly & George, LGKG, and the Lockwood Insurance Agency, among others, right here on Beaver County Radio.
The Electric Garage Door Sales Wrap-Up Show, our post-game show, continues here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP, 99.3 FM. Our Facebook Live page, you can watch it on our Facebook page. And, of course, Trib Live Sports. Now, after Central Valley dominates Newcastle 56-7 the final, it's time to announce our Community College of Beaver County players of the game. Jim, I'll give you the honor.
All right, let's start off with Newcastle. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of bright spots, but early on, their quarterback, Chris Hood, really played well, stood in the pocket, took some big hits, but really got rid of the ball, made some nice passes, ran with the ball well early on. So for Newcastle, we'll go with quarterback Chris Hood. Central Valley, who else? Antoine Johnson. Came off the bench when Central Valley was struggling, sparked him 35 points in the second quarter alone. In that quarter alone, he was 4 of 4 for 108 yards, 4 touchdown passes. So for Central Valley, Antoine Johnson.
All right, they'll get letters of congratulations. They'll be invited to a future Coach's Corner. We do it in the studio on 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So congratulations goes out to Chris Hood of Newcastle, Antoine Johnson of Central Valley, or CCBC players of the game. The final on WNBA tonight, Blackhawk beats Ambridge 28-6. The Bridgers led early 6-0, but Blackhawk gets the last 4 scores to win it. The one other final, we got a couple other finals that have just trickled in. Laurel all over Riverside, 48-0. That Laurel club is looking pretty good. Chartiers Valley beat Hopewell 49-7, and Moon stays undefeated, knocking off Fox Chapel 42-28. And Rochester wins in a forfeit 1-0 over Burgettstown. Bruce Fry and Walter Equals, the other half of the Equals tandem, will be bringing you the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show momentarily, and they'll go on to 11, so almost an hour and a half to talk high school football or whatever else crosses your mind. But at this point of the year, I guess you could throw in a comment about the Steelers or Pitt, but primarily our focus is on high school football tonight. 724-843-1888, or you can try 774-1888 and talk to Bruce and Walter till 11 on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up. Jim Equals for a final comment.
Again, just what a performance by Central Valley. After a slow start, really had some problems getting their offense on track. Insert Antoine Johnson, boom, just the instant spark. So just a tremendous performance. Defense played well. Can't overlook Bryce Wilson, that interception he had. That was a highlight reel. That might have been one of the best plays we'll see this season.
Yeah.
So, all around for Central Valley, just great performance.
It certainly was, and we got to talk about it, but two guys who contributed, Curtis Walsh, our producer on site, and Gavin Reese with the camera, and it was shining brightly all night, most of the night on Central Valley. They win it 56-7. That'll do it for us. In a couple of moments, we'll have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with Bruce Fry and Walter Equals. You heard Jim Equals. Now Walter gets to say a few words between now and 11. That'll do it for us, for all of us, by Barrickman. Central Valley, 17 wins in a row, the defending state champions. No question will stay number 1 ranked in the state. The final score, Central Valley 56, Newcastle 7. Good night from Sarge Albert Stadium in Center Township here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP, the new 99.3 FM, and across the globe on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You're listening to high school football on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by Dr. C. Timothy Lip, clicklipdentistry.com, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, the Community College of Beaver County, Electric Garage Door Sales, and Falcones Moon Township Ford, among others. Stay right where you are because the play is coming your way next here on Beaver County Radio.